We got everything's going on here. Uh, cool. Way to go, way to go. Dang. I tell you, yeah, Tacoma's getting a lot of weather, so to speak. And so yeah, we're gonna come on here pretty soon. And so you guys get to watch us eat. And everything. Yeah. So we'll get something going on here. Potatoes. Okay. All right, everybody. So what's going on? Welcome to the show. It's Captain Steve-O here with Mike, the mind mechanic. You can see here. He's right there. And me. So I know we usually have this on a little different thing, but we got a lot of people here today. So it's going to be kind of a
family night.
It's a family night. It's gonna be probably gonna be like a little bit of a short show. I think what we'll really talk about is this the website and everything, is what we got planned up for it and stuff. And I know the launch is gonna be probably a couple weeks.
Get on it faster.
Yeah.
Because that kind of goes between me and you, right?
Oh yeah.
Depending on how fast we're gonna do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was
finally get all the technical bugs worked out. So
yeah, that was a pain in the butt, man.
Yes, it was.
I tell you, you're the man, man. I tell you, got all that going on for us, and I appreciate all the help you've given me and stuff.
No, not a problem. You know
with
that.
all this stuff.
My pleasure.
Yeah, but yeah, we got to
help create into. I want to see it bloom just as much as anybody.
Oh yeah,
you gonna be our co-host, Taurus? Huh?
Yeah, Taurus is gonna be here. He's all lovey-dovey today.
Taurus the show dog.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was talking a little bit.
Here, you can show off your new jacket.
There you go, the little sport jacket. There you go. Yeah, I know. A friend of mine has a pit, and he's got a something just like that. Because only it's a skeleton.
Oh yeah.
And he.
I got him a little jacket hoodie, but he's not having the hoodie.
Oh, this guy didn't like the hoodie either, but then now he wants the hoodie on and stuff. So what you doing, buddy? Yeah.
He says, trying to get some of that steak, Dad. That's what he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, I was talking a little bit about it this morning, and because we got somebody that's gonna do poetry. And so she does some fantasy poetry. That person, she's going to be doing that, and Cos Fancy is going to do her thing. Cool. And so you got
some. But I do the call-in show for anybody who wants to call in with like any of their dilemmas, or just wants some personal life coaching advice, or if you want to try and get rid of a pattern, anxiety, anything. Well, we can do it over the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you want a private session or something too, it doesn't have to be over the air. But works better if we want to broadcast it, if you agree to be on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely.
We don't have to show your mug, but the audio portion of it will work.
Anyway. Yeah. So you guys see if I can. There we go.
Get the mic.
Yeah, there you get the mic in there.
You need the dual camera view.
Yeah.
I'm on one and you're on the other.
Yeah, really.
Is it Facebook and YouTube?
Yeah, Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, we got what I was saying is how we can do like a picture in a picture and have like people guests that aren't here.
Right.
We can still get them on.
Sure.
And
through Zoom call or whatever,
Yeah.
With the OBS software, and then you can. That thing even has a thing for live streaming, so you can import your own live stream through that,
right,
and then embed it in the site. So even though you have a different content delivery network like YouTube, it can still stream. Everybody would just go to the site for everything now.
Right.
You guys won't have to hunt for archived episodes like even I had to.
Yeah.
I'm like, Steve, where the hell is this episode? And then Steve's answer was, I don't know.
If it's there, it should be there. It's in the video somewhere. Yeah, because I got a ton of hours on there. Yeah, I got a ton of hours of YouTube stuff. Like I got a thing for the year, and it's like, oh, you're doing real good. You got so many hours of this. Like, yeah. I don't have any views, but I got some hours up there. But
Content's
always
king.
fun.
You never know where you're going to grab things from. So.
Right.
But no, if we run out of it, I mean, anybody in life, we'll talk to hyperdimensional physics.
Right.
I love hyperdimensional physics. Quantum mechanics is an area of mine. So,
Right.
I mean, we can go into any. I figured since you're starting to branch out and go in a lot of different areas now,
Mhm.
we can hold some really varied shows. And,
Oh yeah,
and,
definitely. Yeah. Well, it's like we were talking about the moon.
Oh yeah,
about
they have
a
the
week
hollow
ago.
moon theory.
Yeah, the hollow moon theory, and I've been watching Tubi, and they have Alien Moon. It's a documentary. It's all about the ringing for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And
the odd orbit that it puts. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just too many. They said even regular scientists that look at the information, guys, because I'm not one of those. Over the years, even like in the Everything Strange, someone will come with any theory. I don't just discount anything. I'm like, well, show me the information. I don't care how far out it sounds or anything, because I mean, when you actually start studying now, things are starting to. I could sit here all night going to the 22nd chromosome, and
Right.
some of these things they're discovering that they're like, there's no way we made this jump. They know that there was genetic engineering in there somewhere along the lines. So, and with personal experience, I don't know when people ask me, hey, do you think aliens exist? I just cut to the short answer. If I know 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that they do.
Yeah.
This is not from internet knowledge, okay? We'll just leave it at that. But
personal
I
experience.
do know 100% yes that they do exist and are visiting our world. So, are not only visiting, have been here for quite a long time. So, but
the Zulu they have a theory before the moon even came into existence.
Right.
They have this whole story thing.
Well, there's a lot of the ancient cultures. If you study any of the Sumerian languages, all the way back, every single one of them, even the Bible folks, refers to the time before the moon. Job 25:2. Matter of fact, look it up, and it's a very specific reference to the time before the moon.
Right.
So, no, why is that in all these ancient texts?
Right. Well, yeah, they were even saying that the Earth was green, and it was always there was a mist around the whole planet and everything, and when the moon came into existence, that whole mist fell.
Right.
So that was
we wouldn't have the modern life we have without the moon.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't have the tidal lock. We wouldn't have any of this stuff. And I mean, there's just too many coincidences. I mean, could it happen naturally? Yeah, they say that you wouldn't believe the astronomical odds of it happening naturally. The size of the planet, it being exactly the distance. It's one. I don't know if any of you know any of the specs on it. Like, it's 1/400th. Our moon is 1/400th the size of the sun. Well, it is actually coincidentally 1/400th of the distance from the Earth to them. So that's why we get an exact eclipse with just the corona. Had it been 25,000 miles this way or that way or shorter, you wouldn't get that full eclipse. You'd get a ring around the outside where the sun. You would never get a full eclipse out of it.
Right.
Now, some people can say, but if you ask any regular scientist, astronomical physicists, all these people all agree happening, or one in, I think they said the Googleplex, which is a one with 100 zeros behind it.
Yeah. One. Yeah.
So,
one.
I don't know about you, but I'm not that believer in that good odds in anything just happening to happen. And there's a lot of other things other than just its size. The lunar missions. The first way they found out, I don't know if anybody knows the whole story, and I'm not saying everybody. So you believe that? Well, listen. Here's what I said. There's credible evidence,
right,
to suggest that yes, it is hollow. There's lots of scientists that agree on that. Now, we're not saying it's an alien. We don't. The Peanut Gallery is on loud tonight.
Yeah,
so
the Peanut
you'll get
Gallery
more of a
is
show there probably than you will here.
Yeah, probably more than likely.
But hey, it's the holidays. Everybody's happy.
Oh yeah, it's the holidays. I mean,
it's part of that cheer here.
Yeah. When people have a family over,
we have a lot of animated characters right here normally.
Yeah, we do.
I can silence Kristen. I don't know about the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
One good snap and she's done.
You do that to all of them, just like sleep for a while.
Well, actually, she was having an argument. I don't know if you know about that. I don't know. For those of you who are just tuning in or haven't seen before, Kristen is one that I hypnotized. That with a snap of a finger, I can make suggestions, and they're automatic. But she was arguing with her husband, boyfriend, whatever, ex-husband, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
And they were over here at the house, and I literally said, "You can't speak in your mouth." And she like this, and he goes, "Hey, Adam."
Adam.
Don't have her call back.
Adam. What? We're on air. Sorry. Thank you.
Talking's one thing.
Yeah,
Screaming,
talking's
we
one thing.
can't scream over.
Yeah, and animal noises are not allowed tonight. Sorry, dude. It's all right.
Not for any reason, because we could probably find a few.
Well,
That would be acceptable.
Only if you're on the pole.
it's a family show, I think. So.
Let me get my heels in.
Yeah, all right.
We might get some hands raised for that. Who knows?
Yeah,
Probably a lot
maybe.
more
There
interesting
you
than
go.
us. We've done everything else there. Why not?
Right.
We could have a stripper night, I guess.
Yeah, well, our show always goes to
Yeah,
always goes that
tangents.
way somewhere. Yeah.
Always tangents.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah. Go on. What you
So
were
I was
saying.
talking about the lunar landing.
Yeah.
The way they first discovered, they had left I can't even talk now. Seismographs on the surface of the moon that they were measuring certain things. Well, when they ejected the Apollo 11 orbiter, the bottom part of the lander went down, hit the moon, and they said it rang for 55 minutes. I think.
55 minutes. Yeah, 55 minutes.
So, if it was actually solid all the way through, it wouldn't have done that. So
Right.
they knew. They're not saying it, but then I told you, if you actually study the data, there is no crater. There's craters on there that are hundreds of miles wide,
right.
but none of them go more than 25 miles deep.
Right. And there's also some that actually shrink
Right,
too.
right.
They've gotten smaller.
Right.
And there's that crystal metal or crystal aluminum.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Yeah. The
That's-
aluminum oxide or whatever they call it.
Yeah, there's things that are just sticking up there for no reason, and all the flashes that go on up there.
Yeah. So I mean, and combined, and this is something that I just became aware of just recently, that just a couple years ago, the USGS, our own USGS survey,
Mhm.
shot ground penetrating radar at the moon,
Mhm.
and and you can look this up on their website, and you can see it for yourself.
Right.
They say the same thing, that just being between 25 and 30 miles, they can tell that there are substructures. They're not saying what they are.
Right.
There are substructures just below that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
ground penetrating radar ends or something at that point, and then they can tell inside that there's these massive structures in there. What they are, whatever. So, I mean, put whatever theories you want. There's credible evidence to say that it is an artificial object of some kind, or has been a planetoid or something that has been hollowed out either through natural means or something. But they do know that the inside of it, it isn't dense all the way through.
Oh yeah, and they're also saying that it's impossible for it to, because every planet has like different satellites,
Right.
And so they said it's just not feasible for that to be.
No, we shouldn't have
natural
captured it in
satellite.
orbit.
Right.
Because it's a quarter of the size of our planet. We should not have been able to capture that when it came through. The sun should have grabbed it before we did.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah. It was, and
it's an interesting theory, and
It is.
and to discount anything, because the three types of knowing. There's what you know, what you know you don't know, and what you don't know you don't know. And for all of
Right.
us to say, I mean, science is learning new things all the time. For us to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
I mean, even our own look what's up here. I mean, I discover things daily that we're miles ahead of where we were just 10 years ago on the human brain.
Right.
We can watch a thought form now, literally in someone's head, and
Yeah.
see the actual neurons connect, and neural peptides and all this. It goes into but things that there's no way 10 years ago we would have ever seen. We had theories on how these things happen, but we weren't sure. Now we're watching it actually happen. How emotions are created literally chemically from a thought, and the hypothalamus goes down. And get more on that subject one day. I'll tell you. But when everybody says, "Oh, I'm not in control of my feelings or my thoughts," yeah, absolutely you are.
Oh yeah.
To a
Oh,
degree
yeah,
where
definitely.
you should be managing them a lot more carefully.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah.
back to the moon.
Yeah, back to the moon. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like, you ever thought it really weird? We only see one side of the moon.
Right, because it's tidal locked down.
Yeah, and because it doesn't spin,
No.
and we've never seen the dark side of the moon.
Right.
And they were saying that the dark side actually has more pits in it, and that the shiny side is.
No, it's funny because,
it's like a glass.
They call it the dark side of the moon, but you know that it actually gets sunlight, right?
Well,
we
yeah.
just never see it.
we never see it.
That's
yeah.
one thing. I've told somebody that the other day, and they go, "Wait a minute, no, that side's always dark." I'm like, "No, it isn't."
Yeah,
They
it's
call
not
it the dark side because it's dark to us. We don't ever see that side.
Right.
But as it pivots around us, when there's a time like, obviously, when there's a solar eclipse, the back side of the moon that we don't see is facing the sun. So then it's fully lit up. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were going to have a base or something there, whether it be human or otherwise, and you
Right.
didn't want people to see you coming and going, it's the perfect.
That's a perfect spot. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, there's so many. It's funny. Everybody on Facebook's going to be going, nobody's there. I can hear him talking, but I can't see him. Yeah, What's up, Danny, Libby?
Yeah, what happened
how
to
you
your
guys
little
doing?
stand thing that normally
I
holds
forgot it at home.
Oh, dude. I think you know what? Here, I'll exit for 1 minute, then I'll put this so you can. Oh, okay.
I took my whole bag for anyone who likes to Aldi Town.
Oh, okay. There you go. You got that. Probably have to. Let's see if I can
Shift it.
see if I can shift it without having to stop it. And maybe nope. I gotta stop. Tell you what. Let me redo this, guys. Come right back. Come right back. I gotta I gotta do this. So I'll be right back. Okay. So we'll get there. Gotta start and stop it again. So we gotta post that and delete that. Then we just post it again. One more time. There.
14 here, I got it.
There we go. Okay, there you go. Do that, and let's see. So I'm gonna be that.
So my fucking my 14-year-old son is so fucking spoiled.
Is there a second?
He thought it was the funniest shit in the world. People are running around acting like
Yeah.
goddamn toilet paper, and he's like, I don't use toilet
Is
paper.
that going again?
And
Let's see.
Oh, you're starting that one again too?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. So
I
we're
was
still
gonna
rolling
start.
on that one. Huh?
Yeah, we're still rolling on that one. I was just gonna get this one going. This one should be.
You know what? Come to think about it, we could probably just sit here and not say a word and just let them watch all the goings on in this house. And
Yeah,
it would be its own show all the time.
it would be. That would be funny.
I could probably do like one of those webcam house things and just let it roll around there. You can watch Adam get drunk and
Oh yeah, that's what we need. We need to see Adam get drunk.
all the craziness that goes on in this house.
Oh, definitely.
I had
That
one of
is-
my tenants the other day that said, how do you not go crazy? And I said, well, you know, they do call me the mind mechanic for a reason. And trust me, I need every bit of it around here.
Yeah, I think it.
Bunch
Let's
of
see.
diverse personalities is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go to. Should have. Let's see. Okay, there we go. That one's it. That's the one I wanted. All right. Okay. So now I can see everybody doing this thing here. Okay. All right.
Got a little bit of a delay there, don't we?
A little bit. That's always funny. Okay, so now we can see the
Well,
comments
if
and
we really
everything.
screw up, you know, you can always. Oh, because that's the one from up there. Where's that camera coming from?
Which one?
Okay, I just looked up and it didn't do it.
Oh.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, this is that one up there. Then we got that one there.
I want that better.
But yeah. But yeah.
I'll just look at the spot, you guys.
No, yeah, we'll just do it here. But yeah, it's the moon theories has always been it's always been fascinating. You know, because everybody said, oh, the moon landing wasn't really real.
Right.
Some people say it was, some people say it wasn't.
Yeah.
And you know, but even Buzz Aldrin said that before he got out of the capsule, he was looking out the window and he was looking right at an alien.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, I mean, there was just a lot of things that they
Like I said, I can tell you
couldn't say.
100% beyond a
Oh,
shadow
yeah.
of a doubt that those exist. Yeah.
You're
You're
told
gonna
me.
know. All of you will know. I think I've said it on your show before.
Mhm.
Mark my words. In the next 10 years,
Oh yeah.
there will be no doubt for anyone. And that's why they're pushing towards full disclosure right now. I'll make another revelation. This comes from actually pretty high. I don't get this information off the internet. You know,
Right.
I
Oh
do
yeah.
do a lot of
yeah.
research on the internet, but I can pretty much debunk and tell you things that I know from, you know, certain contacts that I have from over the years.
Uh-huh.
But they are getting ready to declassify our monuments and stuff on Antarctica. They're
Mhm.
getting ready to make an open disclosure.
Oh,
about this.
the monoliths.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
notice that these monoliths are up everywhere too. I think there's
I've
a
noticed that. I've noticed a bunch of
theory
memes
that
on
that
that.
has something. Somebody said it's
Yeah.
an artist group, but I think that is a signal that that's getting ready to be.
Mhm.
We'll see. I mean, that could be a little more of a stretch theory, but I have heard that they are getting ready to release a limited release of that. Yes, Antarctica is a lot older than we thought it was, and that this civilization or whatever that was there that built what is there before it's like 250 to 300,000 years old.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The show that I was watching, they had like there were three. Well, I know they were superimposed and
Right.
photoshopped in or whatever, and they had these three spaceships coming in and one that crash landed and stuff. What's up, Gary? How you doing,
Look at
man?
half of your face.
Yeah.
I didn't see what that was about.
Oh, that was from the other one. I
Okay,
had it
okay.
up here, so yeah.
He's saying it looks better than half your face.
Right. Right. Yeah. But yeah, we're getting things going here. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool to talk about stuff like that because it gets people thinking. I mean,
Sure.
A lot of the flat earthers and everything else like that. I mean, we know the Earth is round because
Right.
it rotates, so you can't rotate a flat surface.
No, like I said before, they had some interesting theories. One of the circumference whole thing didn't match up.
Mhm.
How there's supposed to be a certain degree of drop and all that. But I mean, granted, I know that the government keeps secrets. Okay, I know how they keep some secrets. I know
Oh,
why
yeah.
they keep some secrets. But
Right.
this whole thing, does anybody really think that all these years, that they would fake all this moon stuff? And now I don't know if there is a interesting, because this came up when SpaceX launched. I don't know if you saw the SpaceX launch of the one rocket when the mouse comes out on the one shot and he's on the burner. Supposedly they're in outer space and you're seeing the burn of the second stage or whatever it was.
Mhm.
And there's a mouse that comes out literally and is running around on the tail of the. And someone asked me about that. And one of the flat earthers jumped all over it. And he said, well, look, that proves it's all fake. Listen, one thing like that. Oh, you know what? Think about it. They doing this big production. This man spent millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on these rockets and everything. So did they doctor up some shots so that they make it more entertaining for you to get a different camera angle? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, I have friends that live and family members that live right there near Cape Canaveral in a little place called Mims, Florida. And they sit there and watch the rockets go off. They watch the
Mhm.
So yeah, there has been. And to think that they're spending all this money just so they can put on some elaborate thing and,
That's a lot of money to.
and I mean, no offense to anybody that thinks that. Like I said,
Yeah.
I took an honest
hoax
look
on
at
it,
it,
yeah.
but let's think. Critical thinking is what's important. Start looking at
Right.
all the data, and then it'll pretty much rule out certain things.
Right.
And I mean, even the things about the dead zones on the aircraft, I looked at every bit of information that was out there for it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when asked what was, and I still say, listen, that's still my opinion, based on that's my conclusion based
Right.
on the information that I gathered is
Oh, yeah.
no, it's not really a possibility.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, like just watching that one documentary, it's just, and from us talking and everything, it's just like I'm not saying that I was checking you or anything.
no,
But
it's you should check everything you're
Well,
told.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, you
Oh, yeah,
should.
but
Don't believe anything
Yeah,
someone
not just
says
at face value.
wholeheartedly, because then
But,
you're
yeah,
gonna.
it's
It's the
just-
same thing. Then you can go to ISIS and just sign up because
Yeah,
they'll
really.
tell you all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, but it's really interesting, because they were talking about, like I was saying before, the Earth was covered with the Zulus were, and they're one of the oldest things, and even in in India there's an iron, it's not a statue but an iron structure that's been there for millions of years.
Mhm.
That's never rusted,
Right.
and it's made out of iron.
Yeah.
And it's just
There's numerous things,
yeah.
them
But
finding
it's got-
objects
Yeah,
like
they got iron
tools
from
and stuff
the
that are
moon.
way predates anything
Oh yeah.
of what we consider the history of modern man.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking crude tools. We're talking tools, and this isn't one or two or three cases. There's many,
Right.
many of these. There's just a lot of information that's suppressed, or a lot of information that doesn't make it into the public domain
Right.
for several reasons. One can be suppression, by an agency that considers it, and another can be you wouldn't believe how many scientists will hold back because they're afraid of being ridiculed,
Right.
or then in peer review they'll lose their credibility,
Right.
so they just don't come out with things.
Oh yeah.
But-
Yeah. Well, it's like they were in that same documentary, Alien Moon. They were talking about the two islands of Atlantis
Yeah.
that were in two different areas,
Right.
and it was just really on a G-string.
Oh shit, I forgot. I'm not wearing it. Something else.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, there's 5s in there.
There's 5.
Yeah.
You want me to break $100 bill in 5s?
Oh no, I don't have that much in there.
What do you mean?
I had.
Check it.
No.
I thought it was a 20.
Let me see. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, double check me.
Huh?
Double check me.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
No, no.
4,
Oh no, I'm
5.
still eating. It's all good. It's good. Really
Yeah, you
good.
got your ripples in your shirt and you got your lines. That's so cool.
I do. But it's I mean it's really it's interesting how, because Plato and everybody else, and everybody talks about Atlantis, but they never can find it.
Right,
They
right.
can't find the island. There's not even. I mean, there's
And Plato
You
wrote
can't
about
find it
what was
all.
passed down to him. Through,
Right.
But,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, in
It's
those
not-
days,
yeah.
that was their form of communication for many
Right.
years. As they would pass down, and it was pretty verbally accurate at the time. It really was.
oh yeah.
There were certain things that would get added, but they were still all based in original information.
Mhm.
And there's a lot more. There's so many different things that point to, like our origins. I think that's one of the biggest things they're worried about. Full disclosure is when the answer is actually given that yes, we are definitely not alone in the universe. It's also what our role is. But I think
Right.
people have gotten to a place where they can actually handle,
Right.
that we're not the top dog at all.
Yeah. No.
know? And
Not by any means, really. I mean,
A lot of the things that we are going through on this earth, we wouldn't have to experience if some of the technologies would come forward,
Mhm.
and be let out into the public domain and for public use.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of reasons. Paul Hellyer, the Canadian Minister of Defense, talked about that
Mhm.
right before he passed away in open forum.
Right.
He went in front of many committees. I think I showed you the
Mhm.
one.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's
yeah.
many. I mean, he was just like, listen, I've known about this for 40 years. The longest time he kind of ignored it. And then he came. Now, that's the one at the time. He was one of the highest ranking members, in government that had ever come forward and just said, yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
But disclosure's actually already been made. It's just not
Right.
as openly as most people. Yeah, the president hasn't got on TV and said, hey, listen, here's an alien. You
Yeah.
know, And
Yeah.
here's another one, and they've been visiting our world, and have had
Oh, yeah.
interactions with us for many
Oh,
years.
there's even talk about the human exchange
Right.
with everything, and it's just, I mean, and then you look at all the abductions and people, I know a lot of people say that people are crazy or whatever. But I saw one that was Travis
Walton.
Travis Walton, yeah. They had the true story,
And everybody there in Travis's thing underwent, lie detector tests on multiple occasions. He's
Oh,
never
yeah.
ever changed his story.
right.
The movie version, I actually met Travis years ago and talked to
Really?
him at one of the
Wow.
UFO forums. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, and he still, I think, travels to this day and talks about it to a certain extent, but he's never changed his story. And I mean, when you meet the man, you can tell very genuinely he did experience what he experienced,
Yeah.
And people say, well, I saw a big thing. I belong to several paranormal groups, and I love some of the comments. And
Mhm.
some of them are just poking fun. Some
Right.
of them are trying to be trollish, But
Right.
one of the things people always ask is, well, why would they be interested in us? Well, why not?
Yeah.
Even if we're lower life forms, that was, I think, one of the comments is, oh, they don't have better things to do. They'd come to this planet when we're so.
Mhm.
And I said, well, look at what, we experiment on guinea pigs and this, that, and we don't care about them. And we look at the things of mice. I'm not saying they all look at us that way, but
Right.
at the same time, and this planet has a lot of unique features with our magnetic field as far out as it reaches. And I don't know if you've ever looked at what they call them X zones, something it was a theory for a long time. A couple of years ago, they actually discovered one.
Mhm.
Well, what's interesting, if you guys look this up, I think that's what it's called as an X zone. It's where the Earth's magnetic field and a solar flare come together. And when the sun has high activity and they hit, and they actually did this, NASA sent out a probe for it a couple years ago because they found one.
Wow.
And it instantly transports, get this, proven, not a theory anymore,
Uh-huh.
instantly transports things from where that happens, and they don't last very long, from there to the sun's surface or past the sun, basically a wormhole effect.
Oh wow.
So now they're beginning to draw some of the conclusions between that, ley lines here on the earth and things like that,
Mhm.
So there's a lot of interesting fact, like I said, but you have to consume so much information. And
Right.
I'm not talking all just from the internet because there's some pretty. Even though I'm open to almost any theory, I look at some of them and go, "Wow, yeah, that one's out there."
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
There's some
It's
some
funny.
whoppers, trust me. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got Pam Dixon's on. How you doing, Pam? That's my junior high and high school friend. And can't hear you. Why can't you hear me? You should be able to hear. Oh, that's far away.
oh, is it coming off of that one up there that
Yeah.
they can't hear? It's probably not with all the background noise
Yeah,
going
with all
on in
the-
here tonight.
Actually, I was I have a little small PA system.
Uh huh.
Unless somebody getting that, then just having microphones that way the voice is out louder than everything else.
I can always
Yeah.
wire
Well, yeah,
this
you can
too
always
if you want
wire
to
it
have
too.
the wired ones that go into
Uh,
the cell
oh
phone.
yeah, and just do the big ones.
It's
Yeah.
got the preamp mic. No, I mean they'll actually plug into your phone.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
the ones that plug into.
I had
them.
one too that kind of comes out. That's a really long one that could
Yeah.
do that same thing. Smaller ones that
It's got a
clip
preamp
on
and
your
everything on it. So yeah, then you
Oh,
can
yeah.
just mic yourselves up and
yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We're working all the bugs out, getting better and everything. So me and Gary were talking. Gary goes, "Yeah, you could have those little things you could put like little sound bites in there and
yeah, sure.
you know, coughing and everything."
Yeah, if you have a control board and all that, and then if we had actually, and that's what you want to do. If you just have someone that's running your production in, you know,
Mhm.
so that you're guessing, you don't have to do any of that, and they can pitch you questions in your ear, all that kind of thing, so that
Right.
the audience can be a lot more interactive. I know they like it. that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. It's
that was one of the things we were talking about doing tonight, guys. If you want to chime in, and I'm trying to watch the things as much as I can. If you
oh
have
yeah.
any questions, or
Yeah,
'cause
any questions?
normally it's
or
kind of
anything?
more of a passive experience, and he looks up a little bit, but you know, anything
Yeah.
you want to ask me, or it doesn't matter what topic. We're just kind of doing some fill in tonight, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys
it
have
is a
some
feeling.
content for the
Oh, yeah.
diehards that are always here,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's it is
the
you know,
loyal fans that
it's-
stick
it's-
by us even
yeah.
when we're by captain. I can't say I'm not on that much, but
But it's yeah, it's like I said, it's Christmas week, Christmas coming up
Oh,
this
yeah.
weekend, and and then next week's going to be New Year's, and so everybody's going to be with their families and stuff.
Sure,
So I kind of get people. I don't bug people too much to
Yeah,
come on the show.
absolutely, yeah.
But if they want to come on, they can. If not, it's all good. We'll just do a little bit of content here and stuff.
But
Probably
yeah, all
won't
of
be
you
real
that have
long.
watched and maybe can't get a hold of me on a personal level, or if you have any questions about hypnosis or any of the things with
Oh,
everything
yeah.
strange, or just, hey Mike, is that hair really yours? Yes, absolutely it is. It's my hair.
They're
I've been asked. You know how many
There's
times I
not
get
plugs.
asked that? It's my hair.
It was-
I had
I've
someone
seen
said it
I've-
looked like
I've
a Donald
seen-
Trump wig. I said, "Oh, I'll crawl through
Oh
here."
dang! I've never said that. I never even
No,
thought
it
of
was
that.
a comment on my everything strange. The girl said it looks like a Donald Trump toupee. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that's
He
bad.
wishes he could pay for hair like this.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
But no,
That's
this is
funny.
all mine, and I just literally I chopped it myself earlier. I was sick because I had.
Oh, did I thought
did.
it looked a little
Yeah,
shorter.
I actually took the damn things and went because it looked like a huge mushroom. It was out of control. For those who know,
Oh,
my hair, I mean, I'm 55 years old, going on 55 this year. And if
yeah.
I let it grow, it'll be down to my butt in 6 months. That's how fast my hair grows.
I wish mine would do. Mine quit growing.
Really? Oh, my stylist told me, don't you ever
But
complain. at
I'll
your
brush
age."
my hair, and I'll have more hair on the brush than I will on my.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I don't
I don't
hardly
have-
lose any.
I don't have any bald spots, and it's not thinning. It's just it's all breaking or something. I don't know. Somebody goes, "Oh yeah, cut it just a little bit, and it'll start growing again." I did that one time. I told her just trim it up a little bit.
Thanks,
They
Kim.
cut it. Kim's great. Oh, Kim, they had I guess they had a lot of rain up there in Tacoma,
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
and
You guys are on
and-
the wet
oh,
side, huh?
Yeah, well, it destroyed their Dollar Tree.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah, she sent me a picture. I'm like, she goes, "You know where 6th Street is?" And I went, "No." I've been to Seattle a few times, but I don't really, And she goes, "Oh yeah," and she showed me a picture of the dollar
Did
store.
like the roof cave in, or the
Yeah.
wave come through? And
the,
like,
the roof caved in because they're a little more inland.
yeah.
But yeah, it rained so much it just it destroyed that building.
Wow.
So, it's just, I hope you guys recover from that.
You don't look good with long hair, Danny. I don't know. You know what?
Danny's from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw his. They got like super snow. I think Danny was wanting to get snowed in like the winter.
Yeah.
I think he posted it. He said, "Do you remember the winter of 77, 78?" I was like, yeah, actually.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. I was in Indiana in the Midwest, and we literally had the National Guard come in for like 3 weeks and had to bring in
Wow.
food. The whole place was locked down. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana.
Oh wow.
So,
Yeah, I don't.
it was bad. I mean, there were literally
remember
20 and
hearing
30
that.
foot drifts, and
Yeah.
the temperature, one point I remember, was like 50, 60 below with wind chill.
Oh wow.
So I had to go out and feed horses and that stuff.
Yeah. I lived in Missouri for a while. I lived in Missouri. I lived in Wyoming and Pennsylvania, and they all got snow. And during the wintertime, that's when I stayed offshore.
Right.
Almost all winter. It's like, I'm not coming over winter. Why? I don't want to get snowed in. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, snow's nice, but I mean, Ange showed me Ange Marie from Boston. She sent me where she posted a little video of it snowing.
Right.
And there's just a lot of snow in parts of Pennsylvania. My friend Dizzy, she said it's like chest high, but then again, she's only like 4 foot high anyway. So, so it's probably only 3
I think
feet
it was
for
Danny
you.
too. Danny posted I think it was a video of some guy on a little bitty tractor. You could tell he was excited to get. He started pushing the snow around, and
Oh yeah.
I think he quit like early on, and it was making no sense where he was going with it at all.
I used to do that because I worked at Home Depot when I lived in Pennsylvania, and we had these little tractors, stand behind tractors, and we'd push it out, and then we'd have the bigger bucket that we'd use for the parking lot.
Right.
And then,
This was just little John Deere tractor size thing.
Yeah.
You could tell it. I think he was going to go, and it was still coming down too, which
Oh yeah, when it's still coming in, you just let it go till it stops, and then you can dig yourself out.
middle of the night or whatever. Nobody was really getting access to their cars or anything.
Danny's wrapping presents tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Oh yeah.
All my children and grandchildren are now in Florida, so
Yeah. My daughter's in Missouri. I think
I don't get that.
I'll get her
Fun.
something. I'll send it to her. Yeah. It's just, I mean,
It's fun for about the first 10 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I'm sick of tape. And
it's okay. I'm going to bed now. It's too early.
I get the parts thing. That some, 3 nastiest words in the English language.
Some
Some
assembly
assembly required.
Oh yeah.
And I always get the package that doesn't have all the parts, so you have to improvise.
Oh man.
So,
I always have parts left over.
yeah, Kmart mechanics, I call
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I have
Ended
parts
up
left
with more
over.
than you started with.
Oh yeah. There was a friend of mine that said, "Oh, it's going to be real depressing this Christmas." I'm like, "Why? It's just another day." Oh,
It really is. It's the importance we assign to it. So don't make it depressing.
Right. Oh, exactly. I mean, it's just.
Shit in, shit out. Like I always say, guys, don't concentrate on the negative.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I spent. I mean, working offshore for 30 years. I mean, I've missed so many Christmases and
Yeah.
New Year's and birthdays and anniversaries and all that. Because it's funny because I never really. I know when they are,
Busted a button here.
but
so.
I. But
If
I
I'm
never.
navel
Really,
flashing anyone, that's why.
but I never really paid too much attention to it.
Yeah.
Because it's just. I mean, it's not that it's not important to me.
Mhm.
It's that when you're out there, you kind of celebrate with your crew members and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. Okay, yeah, I'm making a cake.
Right.
No big deal. And it's just another day. And it's rough. There's a lot of people that don't get that. And they don't get that about me. It's just like I think, oh, it's Christmas. I'm like, oh, it is? Oh, okay. All right, it's another day to me. Yeah. He goes, oh, it's Christmas. No, it's not. Saturday. But
Yeah, if you're not doing any of the Christmassy things, or then
yeah.
it's like this year, and I'm not gonna be sad about it. I mean, I'll get to spend it with good friends and everything else. So
Sure.
accentuate the positives, leave the rest.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But it doesn't. I
always
can remember
good.
because I grew up in a very traditional household with
Mhm.
the whole. My mom was big on hanging stockings. We didn't do the elf on a shelf thing, but everything else, and having
That was always weird.
Polish grandmother, and
I thought it was weird.
so but they were big on Santa's gonna get you if you're not in bed before you're getting presents and doing the cookies, and so it was good times, and up until I found out that that was more goodwill and all that than a physical person, but
Yeah. Oh, it's funny because I always grew up in a house that didn't have a chimney.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, so I'd ask my mom and dad. I mean, we're religious people and stuff, and it's like, okay, how does Santa find our house if we don't have a chimney? He goes, He breaks in the door, and it freaked me out. I'm going, what? So that's what kept me in my room. I'm not going. I don't want to get breaking in the house and leaving presents. They
It's
never
a
did.
Good thing we didn't have, what's that one that Tim the Toolman Taylor did where he was Santa Claus or got roped into being Santa Claus? Or he had the movie.
Oh,
What was his name?
yeah, the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah, the Santa Claus. You felt Santa Claus
Good
fell
thing
down.
we didn't
died,
have
and
those movies when we were kids. It was more traditional,
Right.
shoot your eye out, kid. Because that would have freaked me out. Some things that happened if I was a kid and thought that's actually how Santa,
Oh yeah.
came through. But
Oh yeah.
there was some animated where he's stuffing in the chimney, and squirting down the other side.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good movie. I like that movie. Anyway, a lot better than Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
Just like, every time a bell rings.
But I can remember
angel gets his
watching.
wings.
I used to watch Wizard of Oz every year when I was a kid. That was a big event, that we
Right.
would go and I mean I'd seen it 100 times by the time, but still it was just a part of growing up, I guess.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
definitely.
If anybody if the younger generation has those, do they really have any traditions today? I mean, I've tried to give, our kids and my grandkids, I've tried to hold some of those at least. It just makes there's something that repeats every year.
Mhm.
It kind of becomes like our thing to do.
Right.
When my first wife, who passed away, the kids, when they were real young, we used to go to the movies every year, and we would literally buy one soda, one popcorn, and we would all share it. And we went for Christmas Eve. And it was a few years before they finally said, how come we go to the movies? I said, because your mom and I, when we first met, our first Christmas together, we didn't have enough money. Literally, we scraped couch cushions and robbed the cars and everything. We came up with enough money, counting change, to go buy 2 movie tickets and get a big bucket of popcorn and a large drink that we could refill. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Let's throw it. And so that kind of reminded, and from that year afterwards, we celebrated that even when we started making a lot of money later, and that we remembered the simpleness of how important that first Christmas was together, and that was our way of celebrating it, our little, ritual, if you want to call it. So,
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I started one a few years ago. I started one with
sharing is scary.
yeah. That's Denny. He's always saying, go to the YouTube page and subscribe. And stuff.
Yeah.
Denny's pretty cool. Denny's with C4OC. He's the head guy over there.
Oh, cool.
At C4OC. But yeah, we did a lot of. We go to Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, I
We
love
started
those.
seeing
Yeah,
it.
love
We
those.
started going to that, and that was. I started that with my third wife. Started doing that, and she was just because I'd never seen them.
Right.
And when they came to Vegas, they'd always come every year. So I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna start a new tradition. We're gonna go see that every year, and I did. We did that for like 4 or 5 years,
That's cool.
and then all of a sudden they
I've only ever
stopped,
seen
and
them once. I'd love to go see them.
I've seen them.
Anybody out there? Any of you guys have any like unusual, maybe like holiday traditions, or just
Yeah,
something that you carry on with maybe your kids or grandkids, depending on how old you are?
Yeah.
Or there's something that meant a lot to you when you were younger, that the holidays, it kind of reminds you to be that during the holidays.
Oh yeah,
Let me
yeah,
know. I
by all
like to
means.
read stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
just
me too.
What differences people have,
Oh yeah, because it's everybody has different. Because I know on the East Coast they have different traditions.
Right.
And, people down south they have their traditions and stuff. But
I don't know if you've seen my thing. You brought up that thing about it's just another day,
Mhm.
and it's funny that I do a post every year right around Thanksgiving. I'm weird enough, I haven't done it this year yet, and I've actually had people say, "Mike, where's your yearly post?" And for years, I usually do it right around the holidays because I talk about people's goodwill and how this whole mentality changes for a lot of people, and I say, if you really think about it, there isn't any more, minutes in the day. It's the same time of year. It's simply the association that we give with that time that all of a sudden people, even worldwide, start thinking about caring about the plight of others.
Mhm.
They go out of their way to provide and help people that are like homeless when, other times of the year they're all like, oh, get a job,
Right.
Now there's more compassion, I guess, is the best thing.
Mhm.
So I tell people, I said, well, since there's really not that much to it, why don't you take and anchor that, this feeling this time of year? Because I've even heard people say, wow, that whole why can't there be Christmas all year long or whatever,
Mhm.
but don't even worry about the holidays. Why can't we have that level of compassion all the time for other people, and keep that in where would the world change? And I
Mhm.
call it a goodwill virus. I said, what if that was the next pandemic?
Right.
That's the spin I was going to put it on it this year. Is the tagline. Tell me that wouldn't get some negative jump-ons until they read the actual message behind it. If this is
Right.
the pandemic I'm hoping for,
Right.
and I really will. I mean, just the whole negativity thing. And I mean, we can all fall prey to it, But
Right.
I've learned. I don't,
Oh,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
said before, I don't look down at any man, and I don't look up at any man either. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to judge someone based on where they're at. And yeah, I know sometimes when I hand out money that it's probably going for drugs here, or but
Mhm.
it's the intent that I give it with,
Right.
and
Right.
I'm never judgmental about it. If I really think they're gonna, then I just won't enable them by
Mhm.
handing it to them. If I really think that's where it's gonna go, but even then, that's on them. But just the whole, and sometimes it's not even about giving something; it's just stopping sometimes and telling somebody, hey, Well, I mean, here, there's not a lot of people don't know this. I don't make a big deal about it, but the only reason I'm really going to say it on air, I mean, I have people here right now that
Mhm.
that have been homeless, and I've been doing this for years, ever since my kids left. I will literally, and I don't necessarily go out looking for someone, but I will watch, or someone will come away, and I do my best. And yeah, sometimes some things happen because of that, but
Mhm.
it doesn't ever make me change who I am and that I want to
Right.
help people. I've never
Mhm.
forgotten when I was 16 years old, I was homeless for a while, and I spent a
Mhm.
winter literally living in some dumpsters and having McDonald's
Wow.
food that's thrown out to keep myself warm, back in Indiana, to
Uh-huh.
keep from freezing to death, literally.
Right.
So, and I told myself during that time that I would anchor that and never forget what that felt like. So
Mhm.
that, and you can't save, I get people all the time, oh, you can't save the world. I didn't say, but what's the old story about the guy walking down the beach
Yeah.
and he's throwing the starfish back in, and
Uh-huh.
the other person walks up and says, you think that's going to make a difference? And he just looks and said, it did to that one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So,
I
and
mean,
that's
you
how I
can't.
kind of feel about it.
Oh yeah. I mean, people always say you can't change the world, but you know what? You can make a difference one person
you
at
can
a
change the
time.
world for one person. You really
Yeah.
can, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
and sometimes they don't do anything with it, but you know what?
Mhm.
You've still put out, and the thing is how much would the world change tomorrow if we all kept this level of compassion that
Mhm.
we have? I'm really curious as to where it would go. How far
Oh
would
yeah.
that spread? And,
Yeah.
you know,
Actually, I was talking about that this morning too. This is how people do things for other, not for the recognition or anything
right,
else,
right.
but it makes it, sometimes we do it for selfish reasons. I mean it makes us feel good to
Right.
help
Well,
somebody.
there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that either.
And, yeah, and
The
there's
word
not.
selfish, it's just you do a lot of everything you do in your life. You do for two reasons: need to gain pain or the need to avoid pleasure, or the
Yeah.
opposite.
Right.
Same old stuff. The need to yeah. Well, some people do need to gain pain.
Right.
So
Yeah,
maybe we could say it's for four reasons.
dominatrix
'Cause,
people going
yeah,
out
some
there.
people do reverse those neuro associations.
Oh yeah.
But getting away from the psychoanalyzation part of it, yeah, you basically either want to gain pleasure or avoid pain. Almost everything you do,
Mhm.
period. It's your motivation in your mind and the simple thought process behind that. But
Mhm.
we've even been trained to think selfish means bad. No,
Right.
you have to be a little bit selfish to be able to, because if you care about yourself, you got to take care of yourself. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
certain amount of
So-
selfish, really stepping out of our way to help other people. Because, when I go into it, when I teach about financials and stuff, I get a lot of that when I'm on stage and people say, well, what about finance? How come you're not one of these coaches or whatever word you want to put on? I actually hate that term, by the way.
Yeah.
Life coach. You're
Life
a life coach. Can you show me your life? Can I coach it? Can I take it in the other room and speak to it? No.
Yeah.
It's where I can mind mechanic. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
tune you up. You coach your own life.
Right.
Don't want to whistle in the shirt or anything for a reason.
Carry on a coach
Illegal
bag.
use of hands.
Carry on a coach bag, and then you have your partner
Yeah,
carry on the assistant coach bag.
Or I guess that's holding, right? Illegal use of hands.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if we really take the time and everybody says, well, it's not gonna. What happens if it starts? And I've done actual experiments on this before,
Mhm.
social experiments where Now it's ingrained in me. People that know me know I'll go hold the door, and I hold the door for everybody, not
Right.
just for old women or ladies. Or I hold the door from, and it's funny just to look on a
Mhm.
day. Oh, thanks, man. You know, I'm like, yeah, my pleasure. You know, I
Yeah.
always say that. And then,
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
wow,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh
And
yeah, I'll do
it's-
that. You know, after I go get gas or something,
Yeah.
I'm walking out. I'll hold the door for whoever's coming.
I love the
up.
ones that always want to run, and I'm like, you don't need to hurry.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
I'm in no hurry. That's one of
Yeah.
my other. Every time somebody's hurrying, I said, just remember, you're getting closer to the moment of your death. And people go, I didn't think about it like that before.
Yeah.
Now you will.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
hurry.
Don't be in a rush to. Don't be in a rush to close the casket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should make that one of my next shirt. I have a lot of reminder tees. I call them. I'm gonna make them. Don't be in a rush to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up, Taurus? What's up, dog? Yeah, it's it's weird. You know, I had something that happened to me today, and we were talking about it earlier.
Right.
And it's just it confuses me, I guess, more than anything, that you know I've never had anybody do that before.
Right.
You know,
Right.
give a gift, you give a genuine gift,
And then they give it back.
and they give it back to you. It's like, oh well, you know, here.
Yeah.
And it's not even that; it's they had somebody else do it, so it makes it kind of even worse. Like, okay, so this really didn't mean that much
Because you're
to
looking
you
for you're trying to get
Yeah.
the meaning behind it. So.
Oh yeah, and that was because when I gave him the gift, he was really excited about it. He was
Right.
like, "Oh, it's so cool," and he almost cried and everything. And then
So that makes you
it's
think:
just-
is that one of those reverse psychology things?
Right.
To say, hey, what's wrong? You know.
yeah, and it's just like and I've been kind of not really struggling with it, but kind of I'm on the fence of it. Do I approach him and ask him about it, or do I just
Well, like I always
Let
say,
it
do you
go.
want to open that can of worms? And if the answer is yes, because otherwise you're just going to wonder, you know.
yeah.
So better to ask and get an answer you don't want than never ask at all.
Never
and
ask
wonder,
and wonder, yeah.
So
And just let it eat at you.
I've had people
Exactly.
ask me that, but you really want to open that can of worms? I said, sure. Why not? And they're like, well, I said, worst I'll do is have something to go fishing.
Just got to get the band-aid and rip it off, right? You get it all done there. Oh, let's see. What's this? Okay, I think
Christmas
this
for the
was
kiddos. Oh yeah,
Oh,
somebody's
okay.
telling us our idea.
Ronald. Yeah, Ronald Farrell. He's in Houston. We go look at Christmas lights on Christmas Eve, then watch live Christmas carols, then head home and set out cookies for Santa. Read the night before Christmas with
That's
the
cool.
kiddos. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's something my grandfather started with my mom.
Yeah, my grandmother too used to do
My
the night
parents-
before Christmas to make us go. That was our like bedtime story.
Your bedtime
so
story. Yeah.
I like that.
So I took my kids, and now we take our grandkids. 4 generations so far. That's just one of our Christmas Eve traditions.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And that
That's
really
really
does. I mean,
cool.
there's tradition
Oh, yeah.
does build a lot of bonding. I mean, when you do something that your parents and their parents before them did, and I think maybe we even connect back through, the whole
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
whole soul thing through that too, to continue on those traditions. And
yeah. We always had. I know, and growing up, we really didn't. We had the Christmas tree, we had the presents and stuff, and I think we would watch the Miracle on 34th Street.
yeah.
We'd watch that, and then we'd open one present Christmas Eve,
Mm.
and then we'd have to wait until Christmas Day to open up the rest. We got one gift that we could open up before we went to bed.
I
And,
think it was my grandmother had a thing. It was like something the days before, and every day you'd open something and it had a little candy in it, and you get to eat the candy that.
Oh,
and it had
yeah,
some
yeah.
little saying, if I remember right.
yeah,
But that was something my Polish grandmother did. But,
yeah. My first wife, we did something similar to that.
Yeah.
They had something every day,
yeah.
And,
Just the countdown.
but we had they had the elf on the shelf
yeah.
with my stepson, and so that was always pretty funny.
Yeah.
He was always looking at it, going, he's always looking for him. He's like, where's he at? Where's he at? And it was really funny.
Share something about Christmas. There you go.
Oh yeah, everybody jump in. Yeah, thanks, Ron. That's really cool. let's see.
Is there a
what else
name
is
there we missed? Maybe.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to back up. No, so yeah, jump in.
You can
yeah,
even share them afterwards. I mean, I
Oh,
go
sure.
back and I read a lot of the comments that
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I don't see during the show after the show.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
try and respond to different things.
Oh yeah, it's always fun to kind of share stuff like that. It's like, Thanksgiving traditions almost. There was we used to sit around the table with my grandmother, and I mean back when they were alive and stuff. We were a lot closer family when my grandmother was alive,
Right.
and stuff on both sides. And we'd sit around the table, and everybody would go around, depending on how many people were there. We'd all go and say something that we were thankful for during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And Christmas dinner was kind of the same way. What are your hopes and everything? What's your Christmas wish for
Right.
for
That's
the
actually
day,
an
right?
exercise that I do every morning. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that before, but
Hmm.
and I read a while back there was a study. I think it was Harvard or Stanford. I can't remember. They did a study on like 200 individuals,
Mhm.
and they had them start every morning with a couple things they were, and literally not just think about it, but to put themselves in the emotion of being grateful.
Mhm.
And then they monitored all these physical effects, and they picked some people that had like some problems and health problems, and the amount of things that cleared up and the differences chemically in their body
Mhm.
after like 30 days of this was unbelievable what the results showed.
Wow.
And I think Joe Dispenza did a thing on it too, the guy that does the whole Rewired series and all. Joe's
Uh-huh.
got a lot of the same views that I do. He
Right.
explains them a little deeper sometimes and goes
Mhm.
into more of the spiritual side of it, if you want to say. I stay more on the mind side. I try to anyway,
Right.
unless we're in the everything strange category. And then I venture
Yeah.
over when
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes to teaching. But I really do. Every morning that I get up, the very first thing I'm good, since I don't know, most of you know, I've had cancer for 11 years. I've had ALS for 21, 22 years this year. So I literally am grateful, and I put myself in that state. It doesn't matter what I'm facing, or like even with what's happened with 2020, because trust me, it's hit me hard just like it has a lot of people. But I'm still grateful to wake up and have another day to create. And I put myself, that's how I start my day every single day.
Wow.
So I'm grateful for the great friends that I have.
I am too, man. You're
Just good
you're
people.
one of my,
If nothing
you're
else
one of my
comes
best
out of
friends.
this year, this is the year when,
This is the year where we
because with COVID, who knows where it could have gone different.
right.
Steve really stepped up. I wanted a speaker, and I had no way to get there. I had no big truck. Everything was down, and and how many people will do that? Go to drive in another state when literally they had locked the damn thing down.
Yeah.
They were threatening people. He had to turn off his cell phone when he crosses the state line. He went all the way up to Utah and picked up a big, huge bass speaker for my club down here, and just brings it back and just, oh no, I don't want him. I gave him gas money and everything, but and I mean, not an arm twisting, nothing. No, I'm happy to do it, So, and
Yeah.
that just kind of right off the bat, because I'm kind of funny too about people doing things for me, most people. But Steve's one of those type of guys. He'll actually do something just out of the goodness of his heart, which I'm that time. I'm a giver too. So,
Yeah.
when you meet people that are like that, it's nice when two givers get together.
There's
a
never
lot-
give.
There's a lot of takers.
A lot of
so,
give. Oh yeah, there is.
And I try not to ever be.
Yeah.
So I keep flashing up. No, belly.
Get flashing your belly.
I literally
Kim
ripped
says-
this, dude, look, I ripped a big hole.
Oh
in it.
dang. Yeah. Kim says my nana used to buy me a big Hershey Kiss every year before she passed in 2000.
Is it one of those great big ones?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
there's one of those great big old. Oh yeah.
Somebody got me one year, and I forgot about it. I had it, and then it turned into a big pile of goo. And then I'm in there going.
Oh, I remember I love gummy bears.
Yeah.
I was one summer I went to summer 2010. I went up to go to Chiefs camp because they have an open camp and everything.
Mhm.
It was in St. Joseph. I'm like, you know what? I don't have anywhere to go. I got a month off. I'm gonna go visit some friends.
Right.
I'm gonna go to Chiefs camp. Drove all the way up to campus. Stop, saw my daughter for a day, for a little bit, and then I went up to St. Joseph where they had because they used to have it in Wisconsin. Well, they changed it and they put it back over to.
That looks like a good one. I see deviled eggs. That's one of my favorite.
Ronald's got
foods of all.
another one. This is funny. At Christmas we would have deviled eggs with dinner, I would always get in trouble for calling the devil for calling on deviled eggs, not stuffed eggs. On the holiday Christmas. Yeah, but
I
yeah,
love deviled eggs, man. It's
went
one
up
of my
there.
like my mom literally used to make me an entire plate, just literally just for
Oh.
myself. I will eat
Oh,
the
wow.
entire plate.
Oh, I love
you don't want to
deviled
be in the
eggs.
room with me several hours afterwards.
Right? Oh yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
get
I
that.
love deviled eggs.
Yeah, so I went up there, went to Cheese Camp and everything, and I went to go see some friends of mine in Springfield, Illinois. So I drove across the state, and I had bought this those 1 pound bag of gummy bears.
Oh yeah.
It was hot, and so I got there and I went inside. We were talking for a couple hours.
You came out to a
I
1
forgot.
pound gummy bear.
And I
right?
forgot to 1 pound. Yeah, and it was liquid. I mean, you sit there and it was liquid inside there. I opened it up and
Syrupy mess.
I'm like, okay, that looks weird.
Can I
So I
drink it?
got it. But yeah, no, I didn't want to drink it. That would be way too sweet. So what I did is I put it in the freezer,
Yep.
let it get cold again. So
Turn
so
it
then I
in.
was breaking pieces off of it and eating a chunk at a time. That was pretty funny. But yeah, it's just like your candy kiss, let it melt.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I didn't intend to let it melt, but it
Well,
did.
yeah.
But then I was determined to get every little. I mean, it oozed out on the. it was a mess. So,
Oh, yeah.
but I was determined to enjoy as much of it as I could. So,
Oh yeah. But yeah.
and had I thought about, I probably should have just thrown back in the freezer and then peeled all the foil off of it. It would have been fine.
Right. Oh yeah. See, Ken says Aunt's house loved them usually more than a dozen. Oh,
The deviled eggs. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love deviled eggs. That and jalapeno poppers.
Oh no, see, I can't do the hot stuff, but
Yeah. Well, actually, what makes a jalapeno hot are the seeds.
yeah,
So if you scrape them out, some of them they get a little.
I have a
They,
wuss
could,
mouth.
they,
though.
they,
I
could, they,
can't-
could be, they could be a little warm. But a friend of ours made them. Mixed the cream cheese and the sausage and everything, and then wraps them in bacon.
Okay.
I said, "Oh, they're really good." So me and my brother are munching on those for the Army Navy game, and still had some left over for Sunday too. So I said, "Okay, there's 10 left. You get 5, I get 5." Pops comes out and he goes, "There any?" We went, "Nope." We're sitting there eating. It's like, "Nope, you lost. You snooze, you lose." No, it's because I used to make those on the boat.
Right.
But it was funny because I'd wear two latex gloves. You know, I'd double them up, scraping all those things. And the bad part of it, you sneeze or you go like this.
Oh no.
Oh man, all the oil gets on your hands and everything, and then it's really bad when you got to go to the bathroom. You're just like,
Come back and you realize what you've handled, right?
I mean, you're then they're going taking your glove off, washing your hands. You mean you're doing the pee-pee dance and everything, trying to wash your hands, and then you still get
Cool things down.
Yeah, it's that's funny. But yeah, you guys got see what is it? We need Captain Steve-O's special pecan pie. Oh yeah, if you want one of those, I'll ship one to you. It's going to cost you though. It ain't gonna be free. I make confused pecan pies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they were good.
I got a friend of mine. She's Swedish, I believe, and she makes these. It's some sort of Swedish bread, but people the other day she sent him one off, and it weighed like 6 pounds, and shipping I think cost her $150.
Oh, for 6 pounds?
And I'm like,
Oh wow.
wait a minute. So you ship this thing, and they paid for it, and they paid $150. It must be some of the best damn bread.
Oh no.
It's some. I have to remember. She called it something, and now I can't remember what it was called. But it's I guess like one of their native Swedish dishes or something.
We'll be smoking a ham this year. Dude, tell me how you're gonna keep it lit. You have to pay for shit. Exactly, you got to pay for shipping.
This is one of the often. And then
Oh,
of
yeah.
course he's begging for some too. So
Oh yeah. I've been doing that. I've been I cut bread out.
right.
So
right. Yeah.
I mean, I think the most bread I've had was I had that sandwich that Adam made
Yeah,
Sunday.
That was some good.
But that was
bread.
one. That was. He makes. I mean,
Yeah. That
he
was
makes.
better than
He makes some
store-bought.
good bread.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great guy, but he makes some really good bread. Was that one, and then the sandwich, the patty melt you got me.
Right. Yeah. That was
And
really good.
That it was.
Freddy's, by the way. guys.
Freddy's, oh, yeah.
It's like real steak burgers and
Oh yeah,
I mean it
really good.
I'd heard the hype on it, and I'll definitely give them a 9 out of 10 on the food
definitely,
quality
yeah.
there, so.
Fries. Oh, what's this? Okay, what's that? Homemade pecan pie. Mom's making homemade pecan pie. Yeah, my pies are homemade too. I just use different butter. What is it on Christmas and homemade cinnamon rolls?
That is
But,
one thing I miss. My
yeah.
Hungarian wife, my last wife, Anna, was everything was scratch. It was some of the best goulash. And trust me, Polacks appreciate goulash, but that was some of the best goulash I've ever had in my life.
Oh yeah. I guess I got wrong. Dude.
Uh-oh.
Did you choke and spit and everything, dude? Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
the
give
kid-
their pets like special dinners, Thanksgiving or their Christmas dinner?
yeah,
Anybody here that has pets? Do you do that?
yeah.
It's always been a thing in our family is the pets get like their own little Thanksgiving dinner, you know.
Really?
Yeah. We make up their own little bowls. My mom started that years ago. When the
Pigs
horses,
in a blanket.
we'll bring the horses a special, you know, like coated apple or something, you know, for treats. That's their Christmas present. So
Oh, I don't think I ever gave my pets any Christmas presents.
yeah. Well, you said you're not real
We got-
Christmassy anyway, right? So,
Well, no, I mean, even when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I had a couple of dogs growing up.
Yeah.
No, they always got in trouble. Get out of here! And my mom screaming and yelling at the poor dogs. I'm like, oh, he's all right, he's good. Don't feed that dog.
yeah. My
Yeah.
grandmother was shot Clef. Don't want him in a
Green beans was one thing. I like green beans, but
Yeah.
string beans.
yeah. She didn't
Never
want him in the
really did,
kitchen.
never-
She would
never did
bleach
like that.
everything. If an animal came anywhere near the kitchen, she'd spend an hour bleaching the whole place.
Oh man. Oh, best story ever. We had the house I grew up in, the back wall was all glass. It was just all glass panes. They had one door in the middle of it, and there was a screen door. Well, we had the door closed, but it wasn't latched. And the screen door had a big rip in it. Our dog was Scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Name was Scraps because he ate all the scraps. My mom had made a big pot of beans, like a big pot of beans. She'd make a big pot, and they last us all week, you know. And so she made this big old pot. So she had it on the table cooling. We had gone to church. I'd walked in the door. As soon as I walked in the door, the dog had his head inside the bowl or the big pot. Ate the whole pot.
Oh my
The
goodness.
whole thing. All of a sudden, he looks up at me, and I went, Scraps! And then he looks over and looks right over my shoulder. My mom's right behind me.
Oh my goodness.
His eye, I mean, if you can imagine a dog's eyes is bugging out of his
Knew he
head.
was in trouble.
Turns around, jumps off, and we had a linoleum floor, so it was kind of slick. And you had to go to, and there was a sink, and then the washer and dryer, and then the door was this way. He tried to make that turn, slams into the sink,
Oh my goodness.
tries to get out, and he's sitting there just shaking. So I ran over to the door, let out. Poor dog was so full. He's the only dog that howled at a siren.
Oh.
Poor dog sitting there, a siren go by, he's like, we're laughing. My mom's goes, yeah, I hope you're full. And then that dog farted. Oh, man, I'm glad he was outside. That dog had the farts for days. My mom was so pissed off. That damn dog.
It's like, Mom, I'm not happy about it either. But
I was like, oh, good. We don't have to eat beans this week. It was, but yeah, animals are really great. And a lot of people spoil their animals.
Kim's green beans, yuck.
Yeah, really. No, I like green beans, the solid ones.
Yeah.
The string beans, there's something about them that just kind of.
Two things I won't eat. It's weird. As a kid, I literally thought spinach was a dessert until I was like 12.
Really?
My mom would know you eat everything else, you can get some spinach. I literally thought it was a dessert. I love spinach. That to this
Wow.
day, I will take a can of spinach and just I'll eat the whole can.
How about
But-
broccoli? I love broccoli.
I love broccoli too. The only two
Oh.
things I would not, and I think it's just textures: peas and beans. Only two things I don't like.
Really?
No, like I can eat beans if they're in chili, but I don't prefer it. If I go buy
Right.
it at the store, I buy the chili without beans. you know,
Right.
But I'll eat them if they're in with. Same thing with peas. Like if
Mhm.
it's in with a vegetable, carousel. What do they call those?
Bean casserole?
Yeah, or something.
yeah.
Like that, and I can eat them, but by themselves, no way.
Yeah.
my,
yeah.
my stomach will reject that pretty fast. It's like
Really?
nope. Yeah, I don't know why. It's
Wow.
just something about the texture. Of course, I'm also allergic to tea and coffee, of all things.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
violently so.
Oh wow!
I found out.
if I drink too much coffee, it clears me out.
Yeah. I think a lot of
Your
people
sister's pet bowl used to open his own presents. That's
oh
pretty
no
funny.
shit! They get that.
That's
I'd like to see that. That'd be cute.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It just gets to start tearing open a present. It's like, okay, all right, you're going too far. You're not supposed to eat the box. Yeah.
My mom bought things for her cat. So I had a cat that lived to be, I think she was 28.
hmm
That was one of my childhood pets, literally up until, I think I had her when I was 5 or 6. Her name was Millicent, and she lived to be 28 years old. And I think her mother lived to
Wow.
be 30, something like that. Yeah, cats definitely had 9 lives, but that
Yeah.
cat would, mom would get it a present, and then no matter what the present, what cat toy or whatever box it came in,
Mhm.
the cat would sit around for hours and play with the box, and leave the toy alone.
Leave the
Just
toy
always
alone.
wanted the box.
Oh, yeah.
So, and Millicent wasn't. We always said she was a little weird. I guess
Mhm.
mom had to bring her back to life or some story like that when she was born, that she was going to die, and mom brought her. That's why she kept her and became my kitty.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen that cute little picture of me, the blonde hair on my profile. It has me holding the little cat. That's,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
Millicent. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
had that cat until I was in my 30s.
Wow. That's pretty
Actually,
cool.
mom had the cat because the cat stayed at mom's when I left and went off and
Yeah.
gallivanted. But
Gallivanted.
she was my cat always. Yeah.
So what's it like to gallivant? I don't think I've ever gallivanted anywhere.
You
I
should try it,
sashayed
it's
one
kinda-
time, but I don't think I've ever
You'll
gallivanted.
come home with European wives, but
Yeah. Oh, that'd be something. I don't think I've ever dated a European.
No, we got to get you hooked up with one.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go to my little flat in Prague, and trust me, you'll come back with one.
I'll leave it. I think we were saying that the other day, right? Yeah, Sunday we were saying, yeah, we really don't want girlfriends. We just want someone that's going to come over, spend the night, and then get the hell out the next morning. Okay, I'm awake. Now time
Cook,
for you to
clean,
go.
and wants to see me. And we're not being chauvinistic. It's just what we want. At
This is what we
point.
want. Really, that's what.
Low overhead wife.
Gets, yeah, really low. Right. Low overhead.
I'll give
low
you your own
overhead,
expenses. Kind of like a glorified sugar daddy thing, I guess, without as much of the
low
sugar.
maintenance, low maintenance, low budget.
Yeah,
Just let's have fun and then go away.
because you're one ahead of me, right? You've done 4 times on the
I done
marriage thing.
4 wives.
Yeah, I've done
Not gonna
3.
get married again.
Of course, in my defense, the first one did pass away, but that wasn't because of me.
Oh,
And so that's why everybody says, "Well, you're saying you're not." I'm not going to say I won't do it again, because as soon as I say that, I'll curse myself to probably do it again. I believe in the sanctity of marriage. Let's put it that way. But,
I do too. I mean, the thing is, I've never said that I'm never going to do it again,
right?
because I always did.
Yeah.
3 more times after the first one.
That's why I said you curse
But
yourself. I think if you say it,
This time now, it's just like, no, I'm done.
I think
No,
remember the
I'm
whole subconscious doesn't hear negative. So when you say I won't get married again, it
No.
hears I will get married again.
No, I just said, no, I'm done. I'm done with marriage.
I've always said I wait to have that talk outside in the driveway. That I'm not going to say there isn't a woman that can come along and change my mind, But
That's true. That's
I
true.
hear till death do us part, and they hear till I can't take it anymore.
Till I can't take it. Right?
And then I'm like, wait a minute.
I think now would be. I think if I was to get married now, it would be because before it was. I mean, I always had my job. I was
Right,
always
right.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm home once in a while, so it's like a honeymoon every time I
Right.
come home, which was fun. It's always great. And but it was always when towards the very end, their whole excuse was, "Well, you're not home enough."
Yeah, but
I'm
yet
like,
they know what you did. and-
Okay, but you knew what I did.
Right.
And then when I try to get on a schedule to where I'm home as much as I'm away, because I had one job I was at, we would do 30 days on, 30 days off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gone for a month and I was home for a month. They get tired of me when I'm home for a month. Right. And
But then they
there
complain when you're gone.
There was and then there was another job. I had 6 weeks on and 3 weeks off. So I had half the time I was gone and half the time I was home. And then it was still like, after a few days or so, it was like, well, you can't come home and try to change it. So I'm not trying to change anything. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Do what you do. And so it's like,
They say never,
Never
say
say
never.
never.
Absolutely.
right.
That's why I
Well,
don't. I
that's what-
say, okay,
Sean Connery said that. He goes,
Yeah.
that's why he made that movie, Never Say Never Again.
my name is Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. 007. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he was. I mean, he did that, and then he made what 4 more movies. After
Yeah,
that?
yeah, exactly.
4 more James Bond movies after that. But yeah, I mean, it was just.
And I can't even, at first I'd always tried to use it. Well, I think it's my lifestyle, being gone a lot. No, man, it's not even. I think I was just a dick in a previous life. I'm paying for it in this one, I don't know.
I don't know. I've always been a nice guy my whole life. I mean, I think.
Lenka, my second wife, I literally, I told someone this the other day because I do acupressure along with, so I get asked for a lot of back rubs, and I give what wouldn't be your normal massage because I use the acupressure point to. Well, my second wife, Lenka, had really bad back problems. She used to professionally jump horses, and so at 24 years old, her back was really messed up. Even used to go out to ride, and she 15 minutes. The kids used to laugh at it because she'd tape up like a bull rider, everywhere.
Wow!
And every single night, pretty much that we were married and everything, she'd get an hour and a half massage to be able to go to sleep, even just to let her back really, because she didn't want to be on painkillers and all this.
Right.
So hearing that, and then I, got her Porsche as a divorce present because I promised I would upgrade her car. So
Dang.
I did. I got her a Porsche Cayenne. It was on the lot, and she did this cute little blonde. So we'll take the Porsche.
My daughter tried that one time. She was like, "Dad, please, Daddy."
Yeah.
I'm like, she saw a Suburban that was like 14 grand or something like that.
Yeah.
So this was a few years ago, and I'm like, sweetheart, I don't drive a $14,000 car. What makes you think I'm gonna buy you one? You can afford it. Actually, no, sweetheart, I can't. It was when I drove. I drove a Beater to work all the time because it was just. I mean,
me. I am.
Leave a
My
car
limo is 20 fucking years old. I'll drive something till the damn wheels fall off of it. I don't care.
No doubt, yeah.
It's paid for. I hate payments on anything. I could have $20 million in the bank, and I hate making payments on it.
Yeah. But I'm pretty much.
So I'll just drive it, and then I get used to it because I know everything about it.
Right.
It's like I don't trust mechanic shops at all. I've seen way too many of those.
Oh, wait, I took my truck to go get the oil change.
Lincoln's rule.
I went down to this shop over by Oasis.
Yeah.
And so because they did my truck before, and it was like, it was pretty reasonable. I mean, I'll go take it someplace else, and it's cost me $70 for an oil change, and they only charge me $30. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, your belts are this, and I went, my water pump isn't leaking.
Yeah.
I just got you going on a very long trip, and there's no water underneath my truck ever. It's never even offered to get hot, and the belts are okay. They're still free. I'll take care of it later. But they want it, so I asked them, well, how much is it for the pump and that? Well, it's about with labor and parts and labor, it's about $450 for the water pump, and then about another $250 for the belt. And I'm like, I'll go get the $17 belt from the parts store, and I'll put it on myself, and I'll get the $150 water pump, and I'll put that in by myself. I'm good, thank you. And it's like, but it's just, they're a ripoff. But then again, everybody's got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
But
see, now I'm annoying when it comes to that because I'm going, and if I am going to pay the shop, I'm crawling under there with the mechanic. He's loosening a bolt. I'm like, is that my bolt?
Here,
let me get my whole part.
Give me the bolt. Give me the bolt.
I want to make sure. So,
yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Now, the last wife, I think with her, and you've heard even through people here, the girls at work, because we were together, a year and a half, but we were only married 3 months. And she said, I'm not happy. I'm like, no, I don't, me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't gamble.
Right.
I really don't. I don't do a lot of guys' nights out. I'll be gone from home if I'm on the road. And then I'll even offer, my wife, if she had a 5-year-old, but I'll offer to go on the road with me, if you want to come spend time and all that, because I can go somewhere, and even though there's plenty of time to do tourist stuff, because I'm usually only going to be speaking for an hour and a half, and make this big lump sum of money. So, but yeah, she was going, I'm not happy. And who wants, I'm like, well, I didn't marry you to make you unhappy. The girls were asking, they're like, wait a minute, what's wrong? I don't know. I'm just not happy. And they're like, you have a big, beautiful home. You have a, limo with a driver. You have basically your own chef. Your husband pays for everything. You don't have to work. Well, is he an asshole? No, I'm just not happy. So they're like, Well, I'll take him.
That's
And I did. It really
I
came
don't
down to
get
she
that.
just started. She was miserable. I could tell, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Go back to
Yeah.
where she was living. Not to be mean, but she was living in the ghetto when I met her.
wow.
So, and she's an Eastern European. Didn't grow up with a lot. Parents were pretty poor and stuff, so they didn't have a lot of stuff. But
Mm.
had
Maybe
kind of a
that-
hard life. But I don't know. Maybe it was just out of her element, or.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful year. I'm not pining over it. I'm just giving family stories of stuff that's
Right.
happened. So
Oh yeah.
everybody knows I love Anna to death to this day. I wish her best.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my only exes I don't talk to because I guess she's still angry.
I don't talk to any of my exes. That's why
Well,
they're
see,
exes.
Linda's over here all
Well,
the
yeah,
time.
Linda's over here all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
she's a sweet lady.
And my first wife and
Yeah.
I, after we divorced, we were best friends for 20 years that she lived
Yeah.
after that. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just like, so I think it's
Wow.
maybe I've been a dick in my
Yeah.
previous life. Or
my
I'm just meant to
wife,
be with,
Yeah. My second wife, because after I got divorced from my first wife, I was married to her for 11 and a half years. And then, so my second wife was kind of like a rebound thing, I guess.
Right.
I knew her for a little bit. And we got married. We were only married for 6 months. So I really don't count that one because it was way less than a year. It's 6 months. I'm just like, what's the deal? I mean, I had just moved here to Vegas,
Right.
and then so I moved in with her. I told her, so look, you can come live with me and my brother, and move out here. Then I'm gonna just be going back and forth and stuff, and then or you can stay and we'll live at your mom's house or
Right.
whatever. And so we were staying there. And this is when I was drinking beers. I'd get when I was home. I'd get like a big 18-pack of beer,
Mhm.
put it in the fridge because I like this kind of beer. Her brothers drank Budweiser.
Right.
I drank MGD, not their beer. They know this, but there's cold beer in the fridge, so they're gonna drink it. So all my beer's gone in like 2 days. I'm just like, I didn't drink every day. I just wanted a couple beers, whatever. And so they would take that, and then her mom would go through my bag, and I was starting to collect these comic books, Witchblade.
Okay.
So I did collecting Witchblade, and then inside Witchblade was another one called, I think it was called Siren or something like that, but it was like one of one. It was
Okay.
the first one. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, so I'm gonna keep this. It was still in the cellophane and everything, but it had a real sexy picture on it. Animated, whatever. And all of a sudden I go down there, I went to go look for it, and it's gone.
Uh-oh.
So I asked my mother-in-law, and I went, where's my comic book? I don't want that filth in my house. And I said,
Oh,
what
my
the hell are you
God.
going through my bag for? It's in my bag. It's not.
My mom threw away my best porno mags.
Right. And it wasn't even pornographic or anything. It was
She
just-
thought it was. Huh?
Oh man, I
Smut.
was just like, oh jeez.
Comic,
So then it's
comic
just like-
smut.
So I go back to work, and this is before cell phones and stuff. So she's calling. My ex was calling my dispatcher,
Mhm.
and I was told, don't call the dispatcher unless it's an emergency. I'll call you when I get back into port. And I left her a message. I said, look, I'm heading out. I'll be back in a couple of days. I'll give you a call. Well, as soon as I left port, I mean, and we had a really long way to go. So it took us about 2 hours to get out to the ocean. And so we're going really slow, going through town and stuff. And my radio goes off and goes, you need to call home right away. It's an emergency. So I'm just passing the fuel dock. So I docked at the fuel dock real quick. Fuel dock goes, yeah, you could dock, but don't be long. I said, no, this is going to be real quick. Tie the boat up real quick. I run to the phone, call her, what's going on? What's happening? And I get this. And she's boo-hoo-hooing for something. Just like, and she didn't really cry. She was like,
Oh no.
little type. And I'm like going,
Whimper.
what? Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what is going on? What's wrong? Who died?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, nobody died. It's just, you're only home for, 3 months a year. I mean, something like that. It was about 3 months a year. And I'm like, okay, but if you look at it, I'm home every 6 weeks
Right.
for 3 weeks. If you look at it long term, yeah, I only get 3 months off, but it's spread out all year. Who gets that kind of work schedule, right? And she's like, well, it's either me or your job. And I've had this job for 12 years with this company. And I went, okay, have a nice life. Click. I hung up and I was so pissed off. I ran back and the radio's going off. And I was on the messenger. And it was a field messenger, pick up, man. So I said, yeah, I'm out of here right now. And the engines are still running and everything. I did the equivalent of a pill out on a boat.
It's like a Dear John letter in combat that you get once you're going out. A Dear John phone call.
Oh yeah, I pilled out. I was so mad. My deckhand goes, "You okay, Captain?" I went, "No." He goes, "What's going on?" I went, "Looks like I'm single again." He goes, "Dude, you just got married," and I went, I guess I'm not home enough. I guess I don't know. And I got so pissed off at that, and then I came back, and her brother calls me. He goes, "Hey man, what's going on?" And it's like, I don't know. Ask your sister what the fuck's going on. I don't know. Yeah. So we were talking. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, I don't get it. He goes, "You're really gonna leave?" And I went, "Yeah, I really am. I'm not gonna play this game. I told her this before. I'm not gonna play this game." He goes, "Well, help me understand it." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, you work for the Navy, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "You travel?" He goes, "Yeah, sometimes." I said, "How does your girlfriend feel about that?" He goes, "She's okay with it." I said, "Okay. What if she told you, and then all of a sudden, you're
gone too much.
You gotta raise in, a pay raise and a raise in, pay grade and everything, and you had to leave a little bit more often than you normally do." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "What if she told you it's either her or your job, and you're a GS 11 or whatever?" And he goes, "I'd tell her to go fuck herself." And I went, "Exactly. She said that to you?" And I went, "Yeah. I've had this job for 12 years. I've already asked for a transfer to California from the Gulf, and they're not having it with this company. They're not transferring anybody out." I said, "So I've already tried that. I already tried that route. Try to make her happy. But no, not anymore. I'm done." And he goes, "Don't blame you, bro. It's all right. Have a good life." That was my 6-month marriage, and I was just like, she was a weird one. I think that was most. I get the crazy ones though.
Yeah,
I get the crazy ones.
I guess I got to be a little crazy to marry me in the first place, but
Well,
I said I like my women like I like my horses. I like a nice ride, but every once in a while I want to know that I'm going to get bucked off. So. So I can't say maybe crazy. Crazy is like you can't control the reins right out of the gate, but yeah,
right.
I kind of like a little,
little spunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise every now and then, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I got my fantasy girls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always funny because it's a lot of people don't think I'm as old as I am.
Right.
And it's just like, and I'll see someone that looks, I get 40-ish, and then they wind up being in their 30s.
Yeah.
They look like they're 40, but they're 30s. My daughter gets creeped out when I date anybody that's.
See, isn't that
younger
weird
than I
though
am.
too? Because like I said, that's cultural, I guess. Because that's when I tell you one thing about European women. Is a lot of European women, a man that's more mature is grounded. They represent security, and I don't mean just money wise.
Right.
So when I met Linka, I mean, she was 24 when I married her, and I was 41. But when we even just started dating, I asked her, and she says, "Well, I don't date under 35. Men don't mature or start to mature until then." So they just have a different viewpoint on what maturity in a man is.
Oh, yeah.
Like here, I can even say it. When I was in my 30s, I thought fucking 55 was old. You're ready for the retirement home. You got to be sucking your peas through a straw all time, and here I am now. Getting ready to turn 55, and I'm like, I'm not fucking old, but I guess it's a viewpoint and perspective there. But yeah, a lot of European women don't see that at all. I'll be talking to women in Europe, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're very mature man," and that's how they put it, mature. They don't say, "Oh, you're fucking old," or have that scowl on their face. Like, I'm not saying all American women, but it's just it's a cultural difference here. It really is.
Right. Oh yeah. My daughter freaks out because she's 30.
Yeah.
And I dated a 30-year-old for a little while. It was fun. We weren't in love or anything.
Yeah.
My daughter's like, "She's just as old as I am." I said, well, here's the thing, sweetheart. She has daddy issues.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got daughter issues. We're okay. And she's just
They
like, that's
balance,
not
huh?
funny. That's not funny. And I'm cracking up laughing. And she goes, you're not going to date anybody my age again, are you? I said, no, I lowered it to 18. And she about crashed her car. She goes, Dad, don't say that. I'm about wrecked my car.
I had last year. I had a girl that was 19. And I mean, my
Wow.
daughters are 24 and 26. And she expressed, and I really get, and I said, let me be just,
Right.
we
Yeah.
have no same taste in music. No,
Right.
from two totally different times in the world. I mean, I know they say opposites attract, but yeah, literally, I'm just like, no.
Sometimes
Because I really won't base it on age. I'm not going to say I
Right.
wouldn't be with a woman much older than me.
Mhm.
I had when I was in my early 20s, I had a girlfriend that was a lot older than me. She was in her late 40s.
Mhm.
I'm in one of my first long time relationships. When I was 16, I was dating a girl that was 26, with 2 kids, and I helped raise their children and stuff. So
Mhm.
for a couple of years, it's not all been, I mean, you've seen my wives, yes, very model like and all that, but it's not what attracts me. I mean, I've
Right.
worked around some of the most beautiful women in the world, but
Yeah.
if they don't have an intellect, or if don't carry themselves well, I'm just not interested. It's an instant,
Right.
no for me. So,
Yeah.
and I don't really go after them for the body, even though it's turned out looking that way. People think I'm shallow because I've married these women that are, look like they're
Yeah.
exotic models, but yeah, it's not. But and even in that, like Link is a very beautiful woman, but my
Mhm.
friend Levi, he was like, oh yeah, I can't stand this about her or that about her. So, I mean, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So.
Mhm. Oh yeah. It's always funny because I've always said, you with beautiful women, just like Charlize Theron or Holly Berry or something
Mhm.
like that. No matter how beautiful they are, somebody somewhere is
thinks-
tired of her shit.
Yeah. Very
But
true.
but yeah, I mean, I think it's I'm not really sure if I even have a type anymore. I mean,
I don't
'cause it's
really
just
either. I like
it's-
if you call intelligent a type, I like someone
Right.
that I can carry a good conversation with. Or I think I like critical thinkers.
Yeah.
I don't like the bubble blonde like thing. Would never go for me.
Yeah.
I got a
Although-
story about that. Working in the club one time, that this girl comes up. Now dancers will put
They're
on
fun
an
to
air,
look
right?
at though.
This girl comes up and she literally has, and I'm gonna imitate this voice, but this is true to almost as. She goes, "Hi, are you the DJ?" And I was like, I
Big
looked
squeaky-
at the other guy and I
squeaky
looked
voice.
and I said, you can knock that shit off right now, hon. And her phone rings and she goes, what? And then she goes, oh, hi, Mom. No, I'm in the DJ booth. And I went, shit, that's a real
That's a real voice. Oh shit.
I was like, but then after I watched afterwards, and she would go and sit down with customers and it wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
You could tell that customer, oh, I've got to go to the bathroom. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
If it's
walking
that
away.
little high pitched,
man.
I mean, there was
And yes, for those that don't know about I actually did a gig as a strip club DJ for a while to get off the road. So
yeah. That's actually, I mean, I mean, a lot of people
life
say,
is a buffet. Taste as much
Oh,
as
yeah.
you can. I've
I've
made
had-
some interesting relationships through there.
a lot of people say I've had a real interesting life and everything, which it's I have.
Yeah.
But again, talk to other people, and their
Yeah,
life is
yeah.
just as interesting because it's like, okay, how many DJs do you actually really know?
Yeah.
I mean, you see these guys, Steve Aoki or whatever,
Yeah,
they're those club DJs and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay.
Trust
what's
me, a
it
strip
really-
club DJ is its own.
It's its
animal.
own. Yeah. I've known a couple of them.
You ever want more
Even-
drama than the cops and
Oh,
doctors
yeah.
and everybody combined? Be a strip club. Work in a strip club for a while. You'll see what I mean.
Oh yeah.
And you break a lot of the You see some of the stereotypes, but you also will break a lot of them too.
Mhm.
It's nothing like they actually, I mean, like everybody thinks strippers are idiots, or they can't. No, I've met a lot of women that have business degrees, everything
Oh,
else,
yeah.
but the money
Well,
they could make there, and it was,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
the whole thing of
attorneys,
they're
I mean,
working their way through college,
and even some
a lot of them
after.
really
I
are.
mean, there was one girl that was an attorney, and she worked for the public. She said I needed a break, and I needed something that would allow me to be with my teenage daughter, and gave a varied schedule so I could take her back and forth to school and gymnastics and this, that, and the other. And I couldn't do that as an attorney because I was always, on a case or prosecuting the case or, defending or whatever. And it literally
Right.
became her whole life. So she said, this is the only thing that allows me to make that kind of money. But yeah, highly intelligent person.
Oh yeah.
So
There's a lot that are.
it's like anything else in life. You get a cross sample, you get some of the stereotypes, but you get people that treat it like it's a job, and they're not any more sexually promiscuous because people think that. It's one of the reasons when I worked there, I think I told you, did I tell you that story about so they told me to quit dating strippers, right? All my employees were like, well, you need to, when you work somewhere, you meet, and that's the people you become familiar with,
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, and if I didn't work in a strip club, I've never had a table dance in my life. Don't want one. I know some guys, that's their thing, but it just doesn't interest me, especially after you see a stripper, giving a table dance, and when they're in the eyes, they're doing this baby thing, and then when they get up here, they're looking, okay, what's on my grocery list, and then they come back down, and the face changes again, So no, I don't want to be that guy. Sorry if I ruined it for any of you.
Oh no. Dude, back in the day, I used to live in a strip club.
Yeah,
trust me.
But I could never be the quintessential customer. But so long story short, and I get on this VK.com. If anybody knows what this is, basically like a European Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I start talking to this girl in Belarus, and we talked for about 9 months. And she says, well, I'm coming to Vegas, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I don't say anything about being a strip club DJ at the time because stereotypes, what do they think? That you're sleeping with all the women, right? Oh, he's a whore.
They all love the DJs, yeah.
I was actually very professionalized. I slept the whole years I was there. I, slept with only a couple girls, and 2 of those I married.
Yeah.
So me and this girl talked for 9 months, and she told me she was part of the Gord Troupe, which was this big traveling ballet. She was a ballerina, and I know that she did programming. And so she was coming here to work on some business ideas she had. Well, I'm at work one day, and we're supposed to meet for Halloween. I think this was 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And she says, oh, well, I told her I had a big Halloween party at the state every year. And she goes, well, I'll come by and see you then, because I'll be there a couple weeks before that, but I need to get my flat and everything else. Mm-hmm. So one day I'm at work, and the guys all know that I love the European accent. So on the radio, it says, Mike, I'm sending a new girl up to you. It's right up your alley. She sounds Russian. I said, okay. So I turn around, I hear this little, oh, are you the DJ? And I turn around and I looked, and I was like, Victoria? And she looks up at me and she goes, Michael? And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, shit. So I didn't tell her, of all the clubs she could have walked into and all the shifts, she walks into mine. And then we both kind of we started laughing. But all these people that had told me, I said, listen, that's fate. Because they said, look, see, fate's trying to tell you something. I said, no, fate's trying to tell you something. Shut the fuck up, because here a girl comes from 6,000 miles, never met her, and she's a stripper.
And you never knew she was.
I never knew. She never knew I was working.
Wow.
So I said it must be okay. That was nature's little synchronicity to tell me that go ahead, date a stripper if you want.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Like I said, you can find quality people anywhere you go. So.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah. I dated once. Well, I really can't say that I dated her. I took one stripper. I got backstage passes to what's that? Me? Oh, you love the strippers?
Who sent the snow?
Oh, who sent the snow?
He's got plenty of it to send. I saw.
Oh yeah, he does. Don't send it here, okay? I don't want any snow. No, I had won some tickets to a meet and greet with Queensryche,
right?
And one of my favorite bands, and so I wanted to take a date, and I didn't have a date, so there was a stripper that I'd always go see, and it was do that and everything. So I was like, okay, so we'll tell you what, won't we? I said, you get off in a little bit, right? And she goes, well, yeah, I get off in about an hour. So, well, we need to kind of be there in an hour. So I knew the bartender. I said, look, we'll just, let her cut out early. And he goes, well, I was like, come on, dude. Yeah. And this is, I had money at that time. I was working offshore, wasn't married. So I had all my checks. So I said, all right, well, here's $100 for her hour. And we're going to take off. And he goes, oh, okay, all right, well, we'll just let it go. So we left. She was really cool, and everything. But that was the only time I ever actually took her out. And we had talked a little bit, say, yeah, maybe we want to do this a little more or whatever. And so she goes, well, I'm like, if you don't want to, just tell me. You're not going to mean, I know I always get you this and everything, but What's that? Oh, heavy rain. Oh, she lost net.
Uh
Uh-oh.
It's not on our end.
Yeah, no, we're still going. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I never really dated a stripper. I mean, you always say, I mean, and people always say, don't, never date a stripper because, I mean, especially if you're a jealous type or something like that, because that's their job. What they do at their job, they don't necessarily.
And most of them do consider it's just something.
It's
Trust
just
me,
something to
guys.
do.
If you think that, I'm not going to say a girl never gets turned on, but trust me, the stripper isn't dancing on you 99% because she likes you.
Right. Oh yeah. She likes the green.
She's
That's
an
all
actress.
Yeah.
Okay. She is an actress, and most of them very good ones, but
Oh yeah.
they get paid to be an actress. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the ones I used to love is I would go in the facilities, right? And I'd be sitting in there and guys would come in and guys talk so much shit when they're with their friends.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
All these fucking whores, this, that, and the other. And I'd come out and they're like, "Oh, you're the DJ, huh?" Yeah, and I got this shitty ass look on my face. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm married to one of these fucking whores. You pathetic piece of shit."
Oh shit! Dang.
I used to tear them up. They're like, "Oh man, sorry." I said, "You realize how stupid you sound in here talking
Oh yeah.
that crap?" I said, they're people too. There's sisters, their moms.
Right.
I just hate the stereotypical. Oh, I said, you know what? You wouldn't go talk that shit anywhere else. You sit in here and you talk in front of your friends like. I said, you're the one that has to pay for company, and then you're going to look down on these girls.
Yeah, really, exactly. Yeah, when you that was like,
let's just call it what it is, bro. Let's call it what it
pathetic.
is. And another thing that used to get me as a DJ is like, here we're having Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Uh,
All these guys come in, or any other time, and I mean just regular during. Hey, because we had 40 televisions or whatever. Hey, can you put the game for Chicago on this? And they come into a strip club and they're sitting there just. Here's a girl on stage 5 feet in front of them. And I'd ask some of them, I'm like, listen, I said, you're the same assholes that go to a football game and one girl stands up and fucking, you're you're glued on the girl with her tits out. I said, there's tits all over this room, and now you're watching a fucking sports game. It made no sense when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, really, so. It is. It's crazy.
People say, do you ever get used to it? You do in a way, I mean, when I first worked in the business years ago when I was a kid, I worked full nude club. And after a couple nights, you just really don't pay any attention to it anymore. I've always compared it to this. I said, the guy that makes the pizzas at Pizza Hut, you think he sits and looks at everyone, I want to eat that pizza. No.
Yeah,
after a while, you're like pepperoni, cheese, and you don't pay any attention.
Oh, yeah.
The adult business is kind of the same way.
Well, yeah, it's the same with filming porn. People just like, I mean, you see some beautiful women and everything, but you're filming stuff. You're behind the camera, you're watching everything. You're just like, and I've gotten some compliments on my filming that I've done. And I asked, one girl goes, how'd you get this shot? She goes, you really kind of know what you're doing behind the camera. I said, no, I know what I like to watch.
Right.
I mean, you're
shooting it from the angle you would like to see.
Okay, so what would the viewer want to see?
Right.
Get the right angles and stuff, and it's weird. I mean, you get close to guys that you really don't think you're going to get that close to, and
you get in some positions. It's like
a little awkward.
Men that have done porn, they're like, "Oh, that must be so much fun," and then most of them will be like, "It's work."
It's
Do they have fun? Sure, but it's work overall.
Oh yeah, I've seen one guy that just couldn't finish, and he was just like and so we're all kind of sitting around there waiting for him to like, hey dude, I got an appointment next week. I got an appointment next week that I want to make. Can you finish? Can you wrap this up here today? But it's always when it was
Kim's back on.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, Kim. Yeah. He's just watching a couple of guys talking about strippers.
Everything. Strippers, porn. We don't care. We'll run the gamut here.
It's all everything.
We got away from the family show thing, but
yeah. Well,
what time is it? Your kids are up this late, damn you. Anyway.
Yeah, really.
Tell them Santa's coming.
Yeah, Santa. Put the elf on the shelf on this one. Hey, they're watching you. Go to bed.
Let him report this shit back. Guess what? Mrs. Jones is watching. That Captain Steve O's on my naughty list.
Yeah, really. Hey, dude, come on. Give me a break, man. I'm 55. No, but,
I don't know if you've seen that, but Facebook just reminded me of that today. The blonde porn star that I had the other. I'd taken a picture, and there's a Christmas tree behind us, and it was Presley Sinclair that stayed here, and I'm holding her up, and it's the I just did it one year for a Christmas picture, just out of the hell. She was in a little Santa's elf, lingerie outfit. And I said, hey, come hop on my lap. So I'm holding her and then we take a picture. And I said, so much for the naughty or nice thing. I said, I've been naughty as hell all year. And look what Santa brought me. So Facebook's like, you want to post this from 6 years ago? I'm like, should I?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's funny, but I think looking back on this year, was I kind of think what we're kind of doing right now a little bit. Looking back
I'm
on
reminiscing a little bit. Yeah.
but looking at this year, it's been a rough year for everybody.
Sure it has.
But one thing that's been really that I'm grateful for, and or that I'm extremely grateful for, is making that trip for you to Utah and the relationship that we have.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
wouldn't change that for the world.
Steve's become more like a brother to me than anything.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
And
definitely.
when somebody asked me the other day, said, how would you categorize 2020? How will you remember it? And it's been a big question for everyone. And I said, you know what? I said, life altering.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, wow, yeah. But the first thing he went to was negative. And I said, but what that means is the spin you put on it. I said, because for me, it's been life altering in a lot of positive ways too.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
helped me get back
definitely.
my kids. It's
Mhm.
even, I think my daughter said it perfect this year. She said, Dad, I've spent more time in the last couple months. Hers are all real young, and she just had a new baby.
Mhm.
But she said, me and the kids have taken walks more in the past month. We were walking every night. Because I got away from the simple things in life that you taught me while I was growing up that are important.
Mhm.
She said, and because of this whole COVID thing, I've gotten back to that. She goes, and it was a reminder to me, to keep it really simple, basically. Just keep life simple. She was getting so much into, worrying about a big house and toys for Christmas for the kids and all this. That
Mhm.
she got away from the things that mattered. And the kids even told her, they said, Mommy, we really love this, She said they'll get new toys and, 5 minutes later or something's broken but even the one of her kids that's really normally kind of rambunctious really calmed down a lot, and it just got to a very mellow point in life. So it's been life altering is the best way I'm going to remember it. But to me, it's a very positive thing. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and Facebook and YouTube, the music you hear in the background is not my music. I don't own the rights
I
to it,
think
so
that's
please
low
don't shut
enough
me
it
up.
probably won't get
Can
cut.
you- maybe if I can hear it, I know that thing hears it. So, but yeah, it's.
I wonder if their algorithms are that good over our voices. They should take the dominant track.
I
You never
was-
know. I guess
yeah.
they're getting stingy about it.
Oh,
now,
I was at a. I was at Las Vegas not last year, year before last, my first Las Vegas that I went to, and I was doing a live, but they had DJs in the background,
right.
and I was doing interviews with people, and I was trying to be real loud
Yeah.
here,
And
but it was
cut
so
because
loud,
of the
and
DJ.
it cut in. It's just like, oh, well, you
Wow.
have this. So I told him, I said, look, I don't have any control over what the DJ is playing way somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this, and
Yeah.
I went, okay, all right. So they backed off on it.
Right.
So that was
Huh.
pretty cool.
That was
But,
a live person that cut in on it, huh? I did that?
No, it was after I had already posted it.
Oh,
and they
okay.
went
Give
back
you a
and they
notice.
saw it and
Okay,
gave me
yeah.
notice
All
that,
right. Allowed you to
this is
dispute
going to
it.
be, yeah.
Okay.
And I disputed it. I said, look, I don't have control of that. I wasn't playing music.
Right.
It was this. I'm like, oh, okay.
I was at a live venue. So.
Yeah, I was at a live venue.
Which they probably had out licenses anyway, so that would have been covered on there.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Even though I have a license too, or I had a license, I got to get that again.
Right.
And so, but we'll figure all that out. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, man. This has been really
It's
cool.
been a good year overall. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of bad things happen, but like
Yeah.
anything, I tell Buddy, what do you want your life to be? I've got that T-shirt that says, whether you believe your life is good or bad, you're right. So,
Right.
what do you want to be right about? Do you want to take the
Right.
good out of this year? And all of us can. I love that people go, I can't find it. You're just not trying that hard.
Right.
I don't care if you can find one thing. If you dwell on that one thing
Yeah.
over and over and over, and as Zig Ziglar says, quit stinking thinking.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
that
You
was-
take the good, you take the bad, and
I take the good. I leave
there you
the
have.
rest.
How's that thing go? You take the good, you take the bad, and but it's and there you have the facts of life.
Yep.
I think it was a friend of mine. From,
Did you hear Cheers is closing, by the way?
Cheers is
The
closing?
actual Cheers is
Oh,
closing
really?
because of- yep,
Wow.
closing down. I found out a guy on
That's
a
bad.
friend of a guy on my friends list was the guy that used to always come in.
Mhm.
I forget his last name is Luanzo or something like that.
Mhm.
He's a magician, but he was the guy on there that used to come in and try and get the brunette to always try and sleep with him. He was like a little smart ass. I didn't realize it was even him.
Really?
Yeah, he's a friend of my friend Paul Vigil,
Wow.
a magician, and because that's where I saw the thing was a post on his, and he says, to me, Cheers will always be lot 25, and he said, well, yeah, you would know. And then I looked up his name. I said, I thought your mug looked familiar, but yeah, he was the guy on there that used to always do the little cameo pop-ins. And
What was that? You served what? Served 125 families at the food bank Christmas party at my church.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Kim does a lot of volunteer work at her
Yeah.
church. And they feed a lot of homeless people
That's
and
cool.
stuff.
I
Very
tell
good.
people if we could all just, do, and keep that all year round. Who says,
Mhm.
and why do people? Why do they just do it at Christmas time?
Right.
Because when you really, that's why I said when you were talking, that's what cued me on to it was when you said, well, it's just another day. Because it is really.
Yeah.
It's just in a day that we assign importance to,
Right.
because of,
It's got a title to
Right.
besides.
but it changes
Saturday.
our whole
Yeah.
demeanor and attitude for a lot of people. So,
Thank you, Libby. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's Libby always tries to come in. She goes, I missed your show this morning. I don't want to miss you tonight. I said, okay, I'll be on in a little bit, so we're good. But it's always good. I was telling everybody this morning too that was on, and a lot of them are on tonight too. That I'm thankful for them. I mean, they keep me going.
Absolutely. The people,
they keep me going.
It's funny after I see somebody a couple times and get to know some of their comments, and like Danny friended me on Facebook
Mhm.
now, and I get some of their posts. So we're still sharing a part of each other's lives, even if it's some of the small parts, like I
Right.
laughed over and at this time too, that's when we all,
Yeah.
if we can't meet any other way and we can't be out and have just those little sharing moments of things and interesting things we
Mhm.
get to see about somebody else's life, we do make some form of connection there.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah. Like Danny and Ronald and Kim.
Well,
Kim
that's a form of
especially.
loyalty there too.
Oh, yeah,
they are
exactly.
loyalty. They're there all the time, and
Mhm.
because we don't always talk about the most interesting shit, but we.
Right. we try to keep things.
I'm sure we're
entertaining.
interesting in our own right, just because
Oh
the
yeah.
crazy shit that's always going on around us.
We've been
but-
talking for a couple hours, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's always a good thing. But yeah, it's like I said, I mean, I'm grateful for all the listeners and stuff to C4OC and with Rev Radio Las Vegas, and so getting all that all put together, and
I'm starting to see
it's-
it take shape. I want to
it
see where
is.
it goes. I really
Yeah.
want to see you take off with it. I really think it could be. So,
Yeah.
And just because I know you put so much, I've watched you put so much time and energy into it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people see that too.
Yeah.
That you are religious about it. Your work ethic with it.
Yeah.
Because I know there's times when you don't feel
Sometimes
like
it's
doing
hard.
the
I
show.
didn't feel like getting up this morning. I swear to God, I didn't feel like getting up this morning. I was like, oh,
But you stay, and it's
I
something
got
that they know
yeah,
that accountability's there too, and that's why they're there
Mhm.
for you, is because you do take the time to get up and So
Yeah.
I even turn you on in the morning. I may not be an active part, but I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to what's going on
Right.
while I'm typing, doing other things. But
Yeah.
so.
that's what. Yeah, that's really cool, and I do appreciate everything. All the, let me come in here and
Oh, that's
take up your house for a little bit and make all your tenants shut up. Be quiet. Who are you?
sometimes the only
It's my
peace
show.
and quiet I get for a little couple hours.
It's when
But
the
we got one
DJ
that's got
booth's not-
family, and they haven't been together a long time, so we are gonna get off here and let them
Oh
let
yeah,
them do
definitely.
their thing and everything.
Yeah.
And happy holidays, everybody. I hope
Yeah,
you all.
definitely.
Thanks for sharing
Appreciate
some
you
of your
guys.
stories with me for the holidays, because all my main family, other than this family, is my blood kin is all away from me. For this is the first time in years that they've all
Right.
been in another state or whatever. So but
Right.
I'm not pining over it. It is what it is, and
Mhm.
I've been grateful for the years that I've got to watch all the little ones grow up, and now it's just that time. And my daughter wanted me to come out to Florida this year, and my dad wanted me to come back to Indiana because of all the COVID thing and with all the
Right.
travel restrictions. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna sit it out this year, and I'll
Yeah.
see what happens after the first of the year. And if I'm gonna go travel, whatever, then I'll come over. So
Sure. Definitely.
uh,
Okay. Well, thanks, Mike. Appreciate
been
you,
good
man.
chit chatting with you again,
Everything's,
Steve. I even hear stories on here that I don't hear when we're just talking in the truck
Right.
or going somewhere. So maybe we
Yeah.
need to road trip sometime too, and
Definitely.
just go to some alternate location. Like
Yeah.
I do want to go down and see the monument at Fremont. I don't know if everybody heard. There's one that popped up here on Fremont Street. I don't know if it's still there, but I want to just go do an
Really?
interview next to it or something. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it popped up on Fremont Street. So I mean, I
Wow.
know they're man-made, but it's still kind of funny that
Oh,
they have no
okay.
idea who put it there. It just showed up in the middle of the night, and I think they've been leaving it there. So
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I thought it was like something really. Like I said, a guy said once, and I'll
You're
say,
stuck.
well, you know,
See, that's when you want to cue up the "Stuck on You" by Huey Lewis.
stuck on you. Yeah,
So
yeah.
happy to be stuck with you.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Huey Lewis in the news.
We'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
some sound bites.
Oh, definitely.
Guys, Danny,
Yeah.
everybody,
Oh yeah, everybody. I really
sharing
appreciate you
the
guys.
holiday stories and everything else. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next Monday. And like I said, it's all C4OC Radio, Rev Radio Las Vegas.
And the
look for
dirtbag clothing right under that.
Dirtbag,
Wear
yeah,
it till it
dirtbag clothing.
stinks.
Wear it till it stinks. Right? Yeah, exactly.
I love that tagline.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, actually, the guys from Baker's Dozen actually got that endorsement. from
Oh,
me.
did they? Yeah.
And
that's pretty cool.
it's not really they don't give me anything. What they do, they give me a big discount on the clothing.
Well, there you go.
And
That's
so
something.
that's something. Yeah.
And it's
but yeah.
that association. Who knows? One day when you're huge, then they'll be, hey, we started when they were just
Yeah,
a
when they
little
were just a little
station."
bit, yeah.
So
That
who knows
and
what's gonna go.
yeah, Airgasms and Soto Shop custom guitars,
Yeah.
Simple Amps, Albane for Leather. It's
Okay.
a new sponsor,
Yeah.
and On-Site Media.
Cool.
So
We'll get all their things up on the
yeah,
site.
we'll get everything
and give
all
them
up
some
there and
little-
stuff. And,
Maybe we'll make them some little mini commercials or whatever. And
oh,
maybe we
definitely.
can have some of them on to talk about their products or something sometime.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know Al does a lot of interviews with some big name people
Yeah.
and stuff, and C4C's been kind of filming those.
Right.
So that's how they're getting involved
Cool.
with that.
Yeah,
So that's
nice.
it's really cool. So all right, guys, we'll see you guys later.
Happy holidays.
Thank you,
everybody.
everything. Happy holidays, and keep plugging away, man. All
Have a
right,
good night.
we're out of here.
Dobre wieczór.
Das vidanya. Oh, okay. No. Cloud. Disconnect.
Just wait for a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do. No, this in that stream. I know.